Hey, this is Norman. You may know me as Charlotte, the Arcana cleric, best known for reading cards and missing guiding bolts. I want to give a shout out to Amsaram from the Beast World server, who is playtesting an arcade themed Broken World dungeon. Me and Jade got to play. Jade got to play a Brahiri, a bovine cleric, while I played Charlotte's best friend in the whole wide world, Garrett Fervell, the Brethren artillerist. And we had a wonderful time. There's player competition, video game themed obstacles, and unspeakable horrors that I will not spoil. Um, we had a wonderful time, and Amsterdam is currently running a few groups of the module in the Looking for Group channel, the official Beast World server. The module is estimated to take 2 to 3 sessions complete, and I highly recommend it. It's been a fun time getting to meet with other players, getting a little bit of role play, and understanding this strange little dungeon that is, I wouldn't call it a Dave and Buster's because it's way more exciting, but we had a wonderful time. Back to you.
And with that, we will begin our recap for the session. Alright. Last time on Beast World, the crew of the Astral Pact are enjoying their time in Isfisk, spending the rest of their first night there, discussing future plans, where they plan to go, things to see, and loose ends to check out, like that door in Vegas's estate. Everyone turns in for the night and enjoys a nice warm comfy sleep in the village. The following morning, breakfast is put on hold for the crew as they watch a friendly sparring match between Mariska, Aspen's mother, the war mage of Isfisk, and Vegas. Vegas manages to surprise Mariska by holding their own against her abilities to a great degree and landing a few good hits of his own. Mariska, though, not wanting to be shown up, eventually suspends Vegas in mid-air until he yields. Vegas returns to lie down while the party has breakfast. Aspen ensures that they get some food as well, but as they attempt to return to the table, they are surprised by their suitor, Sonya. She monotonely chastises Aspen for leaving her in the village alone, but makes a deal with Aspen that if they can get her to Jaegervault, she will conveniently lose them there. Mariska finds Vegas later and presents him with a gift. A band of red silk that she ties to his greatsword as a sign of his path of becoming a great warrior, a high show of respect for his prowess in combat in Orient tradition. The party decided to spend the next 3 days in Isfis, relaxing after their venture in the woods and the large dungeon they tackled not too long ago. They are seen off by the village after their duration of their stay has expired and begin their journey towards the capital of Aurea, the city of Jaegervault. The conditions are very favorable for the travel over the next 4 days as the Delvers head across the Vandlig towards the major city. While on their way there, Sonya teaches Iset how to craft a bone charm that is particularly effective at discouraging nosy Dramphinians. On the last day of travel to the city, the crew come under attack as 3 large mammoth bulls attempt to drive them out of their territory. The Rocksteady takes several damaging hits, but manages to stay together long enough for them to reach safety. Several local druids manage to intervene, throwing up a wall of ice between them and the pursuing beasts, allowing them to escape. The Astropack continue onward, and despite the deadly encounter with the mammoths, manage to make it to Jaegervault safely. While conducting repairs, the crew are greeted by the public war mage of Jaegervault, Mateo Kalos, who welcomes them to the city and invites them to dine with the Berendy later tonight. And with that, so, your wagon is... one of your wagons has suffered a little bit of damage, but will get repaired with enough time. It's part of the next long rest that comes up. But for now, you've arrived at the city. You've been greeted, and you currently find yourself in the Tunnel Market. You've also been invited to have dinner with the Berendy, who is the leader of the entire Orion nation. So, Delvers, what would you like to do?
Oh,
Well, narrowly avoiding death makes me hungry in the moment, so I wanted to find some street food.
Panic with
Yeah,
a
when is this dinner?
tonight.
Ambiguously tonight.
What time is it?
Yes.
Let's see. If I remember correctly, you all were able to arrive to the city with a decent amount of time left. I think you got here roughly about like 6 p.m. So you've got hours to burn.
All right.
Snack. Also, I
Well,
want to see the
so-
ring.
It's also a good idea. I had an idea that we get food, quick snacks, like Vegas said. See this ring, and then actually get something good to wear. Because I don't think presenting ourselves like this is the best idea.
Aspen just holds their hand out.
Like what?
She's gonna look like help towards the set specifically.
Here is the ring. It's like motioning to the ram ring on their finger.
I may have something, but downloading world data, please wait.
Damn, I still have
Again,
like the
bleeding
great travel
eyes.
map problem.
At us that please help.
Out
This
of
is the
character with
leader
what?
of-
Sorry.
Basically, Vanya's asking for, like, essentially trying to hint that the group needs to dress better for seeing the leader of the entire of Aurea for a meal. So she's kind of staring at a set with these please help, as everyone else seems to not get what she's saying.
I'm going to this dinner looking like somebody's custom character. You're not going to stop me.
You're just lucky I'm wearing clothes.
I have very
Perhaps
good clothes.
Perhaps if we're going to visit a leader figure, we should probably see about dressing for the occasion.
I am dressed for the occasion.
I'll get out the big jewelry.
He says nothing and just raises an eyebrow at Aston.
If there is anyone who knows what these types up here expect.
My gear is suitable for any occasion.
No, but really, Aspen, is that right? Or are you just saying it because you're you?
I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I do not think we would be expected to dress up all fancy. I think it would be better if we were just ourselves. After all, that is who they want to meet.
I'm gonna insight check this.
I mean, I will give you that Aspen certainly believes what they're saying.
That's a
Okay.
dangerous part.
Yeah. How much do
Wow.
I trust you?
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Vanya's gonna nod. You know what? Okay. I'll go with your word. But this feels slightly wrong to me.
Well, then I suppose it's quite like me to dress up for an occasion like this. I'm going to go out shopping for clothes.
Duo, out of character. when Aspen's been here before, like with family and part of like diplomatic stuff, would they ever have been expected to actually dress up?
I mean, a lot of traditional Orient wear is very fancy in its own regard, but usually, for something like this, it seems a bit more relaxed. Because this is a very sudden, like, arrangement. You had just arrived here, and you were immediately given what would seem like a normally pretty high-privileged position in a very casual manner.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You can get fancy clothes if you want, but I mean, ultimately, it's a fairly casual idea. I mean, we've just been invited last minute, and it's not some big diplomatic meeting or anything fancy like that. It's just a dinner with someone who wants to get to know you a little bit.
I think it would be a little silly to get clothes of somewhere that I don't have experience in, of much knowledge on. And I'm gonna display my fine clothes for bragging rights.
Yeah, I think the clothes you have look very nice on you as they are, but I also think you would look very good in Orion garb.
Oh, would you be able to help me with that?
Yeah, I'm certain we could find something good.
Okay, I didn't want to make a fool of myself otherwise, but if you know.
Everyone can wear it, and all the colors and patterns, they are good for everyone. Everybody looks good in it, and you will never make a fool of yourself. Wonderful clothes, great for the cold weather.
I'll say.
See? If Vegas looks good, anyone can.
I'm
God.
putting this shit on for real.
I think it's a little bit of revenge, honestly.
A what?
I think it's a little bit of revenge, honestly.
How so?
We've been ripping Aspinall the whole time we've been in Aurea.
Yeah. That's okay. We're not out of Aurea yet.
Yeah, but if I can't get my licks in, I'm not much of a fighter.
Well, let's go find that food that Vegas wants.
Follow your nose, there's plenty of food.
What happens if I follow my nose, Duo?
You probably walk into one of the walls. This is a narrow area.
It's not that narrow. It's still huge.
It's a market.
It is a market, and they do sell a little bit of everything here, because again, this market is 2 miles in length. So if you're gonna follow your nose, I'd say give me a perception check.
Okay.
I
Cool.
trust Vegas' nose.
Nice.
Alright, let's see.
I find the best spot.
It's like tucked behind a bunch of other buildings, and it's the local favorite.
Let's see.
Place most people only find if they actually are local.
Yeah, you
Nosewise runs it.
you slip through for a bit, and there's a smell that like catches your attention, and it's like right on the edge of your nose, and you can smell it just faintly, and you keep following and you keep following, and you go further and further into the market, and you're kind of like taking twists and turns as everyone else is like trying to keep up with you. Eventually you tuck away closer towards one of these side corners where a kiosk is set up, and you can see what looks to be a not as well-traveled area. This kiosk is kind of like out of the way, not in like the main area of the market, so it doesn't have the visibility that a lot of the other stalls do. But the scent that you were smelling brings you over in this direction. And you find this kiosk, and there is a smaller possum woman who is working behind this counter, and you see that she is currently cooking up some kind of very hefty looking type of pasta, at least at first glance. And as you get a bit closer and the smell finally starts to like become a bit more clear, you can see that she is making a pretty hearty amount of like beef stroganoff.
Don't do it, gal.
Shut
Okay. She's okay. So, okay, excellent. Yeah, this will hit the spot. I will. How much? As I approach, how much? Is there like a sign? Is there a menu, or is it just the pasta?
There's surprisingly no menu. It's just kind of her like cooking in the stall at the moment. But as you like approach up, I assume everyone else is following along.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, as you all like
Yeah.
kind of come into view, she looks up to you and just kind of smiles like, smells something you like.
Haskell's definitely been here before.
Well, I can see that nose on yours works perfectly well. Want a bowl?
Absolutely, yes, please. How much?
It's 1 silver per bowl. And I imagine your friends want to partake?
Trust me, it is worth it.
I want it.
It's a very,
Oh,
there's a very
please.
polite raise of the hand and a no thank you.
She kind of looks over towards you, Vanya. Is like, not one for the noodles.
That one does not eat meat.
I'll set the bowl aside and get you some fresh veggies in it.
See her sort of light up a little bit and look at a ski.
So
kind of
accommodating.
excited.
That would be an improvement.
No problem. And she'll take a moment to like, this is a like sizable bowl or like pot that she's been cooking out of. And she starts like scooping big helpings of this, and like these are sizable bowls. And she sets them out onto like the counter in front of each of you, and then when she gets Vanya's, she specifically like scoops up just enough to get the noodles without getting any of like the chunkier beef pieces. And then on the side, she like adds in some extra like steamed broccoli into it and just gets it all mixed up real quick and then sets it out in front of you.
Nice.
That will have to be 2 bowls of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw the 2 silver for myself and a ski there.
So, where did you all come from?
Louvain.
I expected as much from you, the way you're dressed.
Thank you.
Balak.
Is Fisk.
Binyo.
Quite all over the place, we see.
Yeah,
Hi,
we're
Orange. Go on, sorry.
we're Delvers.
I had figured as much from your attire. Most people who come strapping through here tend to be Delvers. It's a hot spot in Uria.
How far have people come that you've known? Anyone further out than myself?
Usually the Balak is pretty far. I have seen a few Alari cats in my time.
It's gotta be,
Oh, so much
Really?
further than me. Okay.
it's gotta be really cold for them.
Oh, they seem to enjoy it. A change of temperature and change of pace. Very happy-go-lucky people.
I guess actually Aset's the furthest away than the rest of us, right? He kind of turns to face her.
In a way, I suppose.
That is depending on if the jackal can answer that question.
Hmm.
With the Jackal cities being hidden, of course, nobody knows how far away they are.
Well, I haven't been to one of those in a hot minute now.
Well, maybe you can get us into one at some point.
How hard would that be? Isn't that very difficult?
That's certainly a delightful way to get the party in trouble, and especially myself.
Yeah,
Could you
weren't
do,
you
like-
always shunned once?
I mean, it's possible to get one of us in. It's probably easier to convince than a whole group.
I'll think about it.
And you sound like you're from Oria originally. She's gonna look back to the chef.
Mostly grew up here in Jaegerwald myself. Don't really tend to travel outside the walls.
Well, Vegas, I think you did good finding this place.
Thank you.
I'm gonna trust you with finding food more often.
It'd be my distinct honor.
I hope your stay in Jaegerwald is very enjoyable then. Definitely spend time swinging through the tunnel market. Never know what you may find. Just be aware of the circle if you come across them.
Are they like the guards of this place?
No. The circle is they are a band of warriors, but they're not the guards. They're more or less resorted to criminal activities.
Charlotte becomes increasingly concerned. We'll make sure to steer clear from them.
It wouldn't be the first time we've run into a city with that kind of problem.
Yes, well, the Circle of Rage is an interesting group. They are all descendants of would-be heroes, long hunters who used to grace these halls.
That is one kind of name.
Well, many of them are barbarians, so...
That makes sense.
Vibe, what did you think?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I thought it would just be really angry, aggressive, folks. Like
Aspen.
No!
He's not wrong. I just focus my rage inward.
See, that's like the good kind of rage. We hone in on what you're doing.
It's a family tradition.
So just stay clear. For the best.
Well, that should be... I mean, they'll probably make themselves known. They don't sound the subtle type.
No, you'll see them.
Do
If
they
they cause
have
you
a-
any trouble, I'll put them in their place.
Do they have a habit of starting problems?
They're a nuisance to the Bacto. Because Nia is not very happy with them right now, but is not really able to do much about it because they come from respected families.
So would we get in trouble if we defended ourselves?
Unlikely. The Circle are kind of known to the Orion Watch, so...
Oh, so it's more like a gang sort of thing.
Unfortunately.
Alright. Is there anything else? Anything interesting here do you think we should see other than stay away from the angry people?
You should visit the forges. The Covenant forges here are some of the best in the world.
Vera's got some net woes going on,
That's
so
that. They will hopefully be back here soon.
So feels like the weirdest question to ask while we're here for some reason, but are there libraries here?
Oh, of course. One of the houses that holds many books.
Could you give me directions? I kind of want to.
Oh, I want to know too.
I think a ski maybe we could look into some issues there.
Digging through all the different areas of Jaegervault. Yeah, there's a section that intersects between the triples and the gardens. She'll be able to find access from there. If you get turned around, just ask one of the watchers. They can direct you.
We appreciate that.
I was gonna say thank you.
Of course. You are first customers I've had in a while, so it is good to help out the new people.
You should put a sign up that like points to where you are. Make it easier to find you.
I can advertise for you.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. Signage kind of hard. Real estate in the tunnel market is very fierce. I can't exactly put up a sign that would block another kiosk in any way.
Well, Vegas
Right.
is really loud. so I
And
think
really
we-
famous.
Yeah.
I.
Just
Let me
smiling
check
at you,
it.
Vegas.
Oh God,
What's your
I may
name?
have something. Oh no, I don't.
Sylvia.
I'll remember that.
You should
Charlotte.
remember Vegas's name too, because he's a really good SHL fighter. He's gonna fight here soon.
Very soon.
I sometimes go down to the arena myself to watch them fight. Very entertaining.
Oh, keep your eyes open. You'll see Vegas there eventually.
Charlotte, unable to do something, is now rapidly riding in that Volo's Guide to Spirit books.
What's going on there, Charlotte?
I just had to leave a note to myself. There's someone I need to message tomorrow.
Oh,
Well, I have a friend who I've been trying to recommend places to eat to. He likes going out, just trying anything when he's out traveling, and I really want to recommend this. We didn't spend much time in Jaegervault before. I just wanted to let him know maybe he could spread the word. It has been over a year, so hopefully he's fine.
be sure to send him the message then. It'd be cool. Maybe you can get him to travel up here.
Oh, that'd be great. Charlotte continues rapidly riding.
kind of looking to Uski with voiceless speech. We should check the library the moment we're done. We've got some free time.
She nods. Doesn't say anything since that she's taken the silent route, but absolutely nods.
And Vanya just kind of shuts up and starts digging into food. Welcome back.
I'm back.
Welcome
I can't get back into Foundry. Like, doesn't let me reconnect. Like my.
No, it
straight out.
has you logged in. I'll kick you.
Yeah, quickly so I can relog.
Disconnection sadly does that.
Yeah, we'll give it a second. Anyways, they've so far while you were gone. Just been talking with Sylvia, who is the possum woman. Vegas has been roped into advertising for her stall.
Roped in, I offered.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that's mostly it. You heard about the circle stuff, right?
I don't think I did. I probably missed that.
So, Circle of Rage is a criminal group of barbarians who are descendant from parent heroes, and we're told to steer clear from them because they cause trouble.
Like that
Essentially,
criminal organization of Jaegerwald.
This the Yakuza of Jaegerwald. One of them's gonna look at us and throw a pillow from across the room.
And we have wonderful beef stroganoff.
Beef and or broccoli.
I'm now hungry for pasta again. I just had angel hair for lunch.
Anywho, how you all partake in your meal. Was anyone injured? I don't think anybody was.
No. I'm just spent on spells.
It was the wagons that were damaged. So
Yeah.
That's correct.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't confirm because it's still not letting me in, but
It
Yeah,
might
I
be.
don't think I took any damage.
Yeah,
might
you're
need
still
a server
showing up.
restart.
You know, I'll go ahead and do that real quick.
Usually when it happens with me, that even if I try to kick the person that's disconnected, it just won't let me remove them properly, because disconnecting from Foundry is a federal crime, apparently.
As we all know, everyone's connection is always perfect at all times. No
Yeah, I
one's
just
ever
got
gotten
booted.
booted
It's
for
like
That's
no
because I
reason.
restarted the server.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Duo's resetting the whole thing.
I have memories being disconnected from Final Fantasy 14. It yells at me for trying to reconnect.
Same thing, except chunkier.
Getting disconnected from an online video game can and will be punished by death.
Be sure not to get
Alright.
rudely
Should be
disconnected.
able to get in.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm able to get in now.
If you disconnect from the game, you disconnect from real life.
Real.
Is that why I go blank every now and again?
Probably.
It's not dissociation, it's just
No,
disconnecting.
you have bad Wi-Fi connection. You're losing the signal.
Wi-Fi, I use satellite.
Those 5G towers. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm getting reconnected now.
Alright, I'm getting back in.
info tabs again.
Yeah, I'm in.
It's taking a little bit extra to decide if it wants me in or not.
Refresh.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll just relog. We'll see if that works.
Yeah, let's see why this happens.
Should be decent enough to continue. I don't think we'll need to.
Yeah,
Dice
you
roll
can
just
continue
yet,
to
so-
RP. You don't have to do a whole lot while we're waiting on this.
I love
you imagine
Forge, but sometimes it
trying
does have... Go on.
Can I try to eat beef stroganoff and also trying to write? Why don't I have mage hand?
Wait,
It's easy. You hold the ball with your teeth, tip your head back when you want a mouthful, and then just write with your hands.
True. Yes, I don't have mage hand. Garrett does.
damn. That would be pretty funny. Just the mage hand feeding you.
How I pay? Do I want to do something silly?
The answer should always be yes.
What are you thinking about?
I can't.
Oh, I'm back in.
Wait, are you dry on spell slots?
Oh, I spent them all trying to save your butts.
Yeah, there's a lot of guiding bolts flying.
I've spent all my 3s and most of my 2s.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Vanya's gonna pipe up between mouthfuls, sometimes with mouth still full,
Oh no.
looking to Charlotte. So you wanted to go for cloves?
Yes, Aspen recommended it. I just want to look good. These are... clothes I'm wearing are very good, and I don't want to risk getting something embarrassing or just seeming like a tourist.
Looks to a set as well. I think you've got the best eye for it, so we should take your advice on store, at least when it comes to where we're getting these from.
It's time to go shopping.
Oh, honey, I just go wherever looks good.
Going shopping, are we?
Yes, we have a very important dinner, so we want to try to look our best.
Make ourselves presentable, if you will.
I don't know, guys. This feels like the far most important dinner I've had here. Wink.
I'll be honest, I'm probably going to enjoy my time here more than where we're going after, but...
Alright. Well, since you are in the tunnel market, this is the best place to literally shop for everything.
Yay!
So,
I wanna take Charlotte to like the best clothing place, like where Aspen's family would have bought stuff if they bought stuff while they were here, you know.
Oh my gosh.
when was the last time Aspen would have been in Jaeger Vault?
Probably not that long ago, possibly even within the year.
Okay. Go ahead and give me group investigation checks. Aspen, you can have advantage.
Yay!
Oh wait, I have to reopen my character sheet.
I'm going to specifically help
Food.
with a set. So, can I give a set advantage with that?
Okay. A set you can roll an advantage.
Sure, roll again.
Oh yeah.
Much
Much
better.
Wow,
Oh!
really?
That's
We've been
unfortunate.
really.
Oh,
I will accidentally roll
Oh.
disadvantages as well.
Wouldn't have been
nice.
enough.
Yeah,
That's so not fair.
that's unfortunate.
Well, I got a
He's-
23, so I guess I saved the day.
The worst thing about playing with Foundry is that I can't put the dice in jail.
All right. Searching around for a bit, you find a couple of options. The one that immediately catches Aset's attention is a kiosk area that is set up very similar to the Celerine fashion houses in Alamance, specifically Louvain. The ones that you saw in there had a sort of a mix between what would have been the kind of like standard Alamanian fashion, but also some Brethren fashion, or fashion that would have been brought over from the Broken World. Just an interesting mix of the two. Here, there seems to be a somewhat similar vibe, but instead of having an Alamanian mix, it's an Orion mix. So you have a lot of traditional Orion, like clothing styles, but it is put over a lot more of the, I wouldn't even really say traditional Brethren clothing, but a little bit more out there clothing that has a lot more like vibrant colors to it, which somewhat matches with the Orion themes with their brighter colors. So there's an interesting setup there. A little bit further down, you will find a bit more of a generic tailor setup. This one has a lot more to do with like the furs that you would find within the clothing, like heavy on like the shoulders and such like that. Practical in a way, but still very ornamental in appearance. And then I think if you go any further, you might end up actually finding a straight up like kiosk that sells just straight Brethren clothing. Like that kind of style, but that can be worn by beasts as well.
Yeah.
So you've got a mix of options here.
Mm. Oh, this is hard.
It is.
Charlotte's gained choice paralysis, even though she's seeking Aspen and Eset for advice.
Eset is personally going to go with the Orion look just because, one, when in Rome, two, it would help with climate a bit,
Fair.
but also just to look pretty, have some variety going in a wardrobe.
Charlotte wants to go for the more Brethren kind of clothes, just to be different, because she's still a little anxious about seeming like a tourist.
No.
I still think you would look good just in the Orion clothes.
Are you sure? Okay, I have your word. I know your parents, so I'll go what you suggest.
It will be good luck for you.
I trust you.
Is going to be looking for, again, more like traditional Orion stuff, like Charlotte's looking at.
Child-sized.
But anything that she could probably very easily remove the sleeves from.
Easily remove the sleeves from.
To what end?
Because sleeves are bullshit.
I
In
want to
this-
be cold. Also, no sleeves.
In this
She
weather,
has-
they are simply not bullshit.
She has a magical ring. She's fine.
I know she's fine, but I'm just trying to think, because like a lot of these clothing, they're gonna be like full sleeved too, because
Yeah.
they want to protect against the elements. So finding something that you could easily remove the sleeves from, it seems a little impractical almost.
How about more towards the Brethren style of things.
The Brethren style would be easier to do that for.
And you said there's like a mix of the two there?
Yes, in fact,
Like
I think if you go there, you might find something that is cross of a more sleeveless shirt style with a lot of the more heavier like furs woven into it. So you get a mixture of both that kind of like vest look, but it looks decently professional in a way, but still has a lot of the practicality of the Orient wear. And also your weird request for no sleeves.
She's also going to be looking for the... She's also going to be looking for more of the blues and greens that she usually wears. Essentially an Orient version of what she already is wearing.
With the Brethren clothing style mixed in, I think those blues and greens would be a little bit more practical to find. Or definitely a bit more stylized, though. I think like what is that style? I want to say maybe like almost like 80s clothing. You know how it has like all the different like colorations and like shapes on them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's
basically
exactly
that.
what. Yeah. Late 80s, early 90s sort of. Yeah.
Just layering stuff over each other.
Till she finds something, sort of trying to match Charlotte's amount of fancy, so...
It's adorable.
So Charlotte, however fancy you go, Vanya's trying to match you.
Oh, I'm gonna go super fancy.
Alright, what else are we looking for? Well, who is shopping where, basically? It sounds like I've got Vanya going between the mixed store. I think Cassette was going for the more traditional look.
Yeah, Aspen recommended traditional for Charlotte, so Charlotte's also
Charlotte
going
would have
traditional.
gone there too.
Yeah, Aspen will be going with Charlotte to kind of like advise and show
sense.
stuff.
What about a ski in Vegas? Or is Vegas feel confident enough in their own clothing?
I've got the new Orient armor. I'm good.
That's right, you do have a more traditional armor now.
And plus, I have like a widely recognized symbol of respect on my person at all times, so I think I'm good.
As far as a ski is concerned, they asked for Delvers and they're getting Delvers.
Yeah.
Which is Aspen will fall back on is totally fine. Aspen just wants to see Charlotte and Orient stuff.
What motley group of characters such as we aren't Delvers in this day and age?
Look, the closest Vanya's ever seen a leader of a nation is on the back of a coin, so this is a big deal for her.
I fought the leader of a town.
But for me, it was Tuesday.
God. Alright. So with
I'll buy jewelry though.
You'll buy jewelry?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll say probably at the more traditional Orient outpost, you could probably find things that are somewhat similar to what Aspen has been working on with the obsidian-like baubles. You can find like obsidian-styled rings with like different kind of like gemstones that have been like forged into them.
Oh, for sure, yeah. 3 of those.
3 of those? Okay.
I'll figure out where to put them.
Okay. I will say that those will probably fetch you about like 50 gold a piece.
Okay, and what about a necklace to boot?
A necklace as well? I'm gonna say another 100 gold.
150 gold?
50 gold apiece, and
Oh,
then
okay.
100 gold for the necklace.
2 rings and a necklace.
2 rings and a necklace. Okay, so 200 gold total.
This is just for a dinner.
Yeah.
You want to buy fancy clothes? You know
I
how
mean,
much those
look, you-
cost?
There's a difference between clothes and jewelry.
I mean,
Again,
do you
know how
really
much
think?
those
Can
clothes cost?
Do you really think that Vegas is only going to be wearing that for the dinner?
Can I
Yeah.
haggle it?
You want to haggle it? Okay.
I,
Give me your
I tried this
persuasion.
once and it went poor.
Yeah, give me your persuasion check, and then tell me what you say.
Nice.
Not bad. I'll wear these in my big fight tonight, where many people will watch, and I'll also tell them to visit your shop because I like everything here. If you discount it.
I'm gonna say the
Lighting is lit.
shopkeeper, yeah, kind of like looks you over, kind of gets an idea that you're a performative fighter. Has a pretty good idea of where you're going to be fighting at, and is like, okay, I could do that. I say they'll give you, let's see, because the rings were 50 each. I say they'll sell those to you for 25 each instead. And then the necklace they'll knock down to 75. So you get like 75 gold total off, so 125.
Huge. Yeah, absolutely. You have yourself a deal. I need your name so I can advertise, by the way. How many sponsors do you think I'm going to have by the end of this day?
Is that what you're like going around for?
I mean, the meal I'm doing out of the goodness of my heart. The rings and stuff, I just wanted a discount, and this is a one-off deal.
Gosh.
I'm nothing
Vegas
but a
showing up
business
to
person.
fights like NASCAR.
I'm the official snack of NASCAR on Steam, fun fact.
My name is Emil.
You got yourself a deal, Emil. Alright, 125 gold, you said?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Alright. So that's you taken care of. Set and Charlotte, from shopping in your stores, I imagine Set is going to want something somewhat similar to what they're wearing. A little bit more of like the blacks and golds, and maybe a little trace
Yeah.
of purple here and there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few pieces that would probably fit along with it. They would have to take a moment to like tailor you up to make sure that they'll fit more of a jackal figure, because you are much taller than some of the people that come through here, but also
Yeah.
a little bit slimmer. So they could get that set up. Charlotte, being a bit on the smaller side,
Teeny.
yeah, teeny. They would definitely have to tailor you up. Give me a perception check.
Uh-oh.
I guess with advantage, because Aspen is helping you.
I got 21, but you said advantage.
Okay,
Oh, it
21.
said 21.
Let's see. Okay. I'd say with a little bit of searching and Aspen's help trying to point out stuff, you find something a little bit more oriented design, but something that kind of like speaks a bit more to you. It has a little bit more of like a darker traditional like red tone to it. But it comes with like a full hood and everything as well.
Oh my
It kinda
gosh.
it kind of gives you a little bit of like Oracle vibes.
Oh, I want it. I want it.
It will have to be tailored to you, so it will take a little
That's
bit
fine.
of time. And because you're both getting very similar items, I'm gonna say it's gonna cost you both about 30 gold.
Can I
Don't want to be annoying.
talk to the store owner and just be like, is there any possibility you could send the bill to Isfisk?
Why would I send the bill to Isfis? That's so far away.
I have a thing for this as of Inyoshin.
Go ahead.
Position of strength. Essentially, I can negotiate the cost, and because Charlotte dresses extravagantly and has fine clothes, she would give advice on fabric, the fabric qualities for any kind of weather, method of stitching, colors, in bright areas. This is to help push for Aspen to. I have to make a
You will need to make
skill,
a persuasion check, but I'll give you advantage because of this.
and I get. Well, it says here, making an intelligence-based check. I don't know if that's a typo for athletics, but I think intelligence is the base because foxes.
It's basically using because you're using your intelligence to give someone a regime.
Yeah,
the
suggestion.
example it gives. Yeah, so like you're trying to convince someone to. It's do us giving you the
It'd be
convincing side.
plus one more because. Oh dear. No, I'm sorry.
So what was it, 12?
It was. Oh, it would be 12.
Okay. They look it over and they kind of like look at your suggestions and such, and they're like, I'm not so sure. I think I could use more gold.
I mean, if you think so, Charlotte clearly has realized she has lost this.
Looking back to Aspen, why is Fisk again?
Well, I did not think to bring that much gold with me, I suppose, but as family
I'll
of the
pay
Bat
for it.
Pro, I just... Are you sure?
It's fine. I'll pay for it.
I sort of wanted it to be my gift to you.
No, I appreciate that. I really do. You recommending this place, you showing me that's the gift.
Well, if you are comfortable paying for it, I'm sure the Bender will. I think it looks very good on you for dinner tonight.
Aspen, why didn't you offer to cover my purchase?
Ha!
You are not buying clothes, and you are you.
Alright, I'm paying the full 30.
Alright.
Yeah, same.
Oh, is it 30 each or total?
30 each.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, it's gonna take about half an hour to get the tailoring adjusted for us.
That's not bad.
Relatively quick pace. But you're able to get your clothing together at once and reconvene with your group. I would say around this time, Sonya and Marisha also have like come out of the wagons and have started to tag along with you. And Marisha's just kind of like looking at everyone in their new clothing. Trying to blend in, are we?
Well,
Strippers drown in this world.
it's a little. Oh.
What does that
Hmm.
mean?
It means you either dress your best or you get set aside.
Do I?
That's
It wouldn't
quite
fit.
an Alamanian attitude.
What can I say?
So, something I want to bring up. I'm sorry. I realized a thing. You said a hood, and a hat does not fit under a hood.
No,
the
but a
color
hood
would
covers
clash.
a head. You got little
Very
ear
well
holes,
then.
too.
Wear the
very
hat
well
on the
then.
hood. That's a thing.
Yeah, just keep the hat on and put the hood over it. There you go. Nobody has to know.
I mean, all right.
Well, that's curious.
She's actually got one of those tonsures that monks have. Just doesn't want to show it.
She actually is no good at being a cleric. There's just a little rat up there pulling her.
I am planning to get art without the hat, so one day. Me saying I could, and then being told you don't have to. I'm like, okay.
You're like
Takes the hat off.
You're like Double D. Nobody knows what's under the hat.
I take it off, and like the game Foundry crashes because it can't render.
It's the black and pink checkerboard. There's no texture.
It's the answers to the universe.
Uh-oh.
Anyways.
Who is holding like all the loot at the moment?
With the wagon?
The wagons.
It is just in the wagon, is it? Okay.
Yeah. You think you're just gonna carry around all that loot and that weird artifact thing?
Oh,
Yeah.
do we have like a bag of holding?
Nope.
No.
Wait, do we not have a bag of holding?
No.
No.
Wow. Okay,
Nope.
never mind.
We really should get one, though.
Yeah, we really should. Aspen's gonna have to pick up some pocket money when they go back to the wagon.
Pocket money for the pockets.
Yeah, you know, just a casual 300-400 gold, you know.
We have gems and stuff we can use too.
Just walking around money.
Just walking around the please mug me money.
Try it.
True.
Well, Marisha just kind of looks to all of you. So what's the plan?
As far as I know, the plan is just to hang out and look at things until dinner. Probably find out where Vegas is, or when Vegas is fighting.
We did want to find the ring.
I know where the ring is. I just do not know when we need to be there.
But we should probably get there so Vegas can announce himself.
That seems like a good plan.
Right.
You should probably get Deidre as well, Vegas. She'll probably kill you if you leave her behind.
Yeah, she was tending to the wagons last I saw.
Did you see Sanya anywhere?
Sonya's with her.
She jumps out of her skin as she realizes
She's just been in there the whole time.
Way
Spooky.
too quiet.
She does that.
There's just a small smirk on her face.
God, I really wanted to meet the paladin.
I keep mentioning the Stramfinian.
I just really want you to scare the pants off him.
Where is your friend?
Sadly, away on personal business.
Oh, you miss him.
I miss
Yeah.
the idea of him meeting you.
But not him.
No. I mean, maybe, but no.
That's Aspen for yes.
How dare you?
She can't tell. Well, you won't find many Durnvinians here in Jaegervault, much less Doria.
But if we ever make it back up here with him and you happen to be here, please scare the wings off him.
I don't feel like I'm gonna have to try too hard.
Probably not. It would be good to see him put in his place a little bit.
I mean, you're almost as scary as a ski.
Just kind of looking over at Aski now.
Honestly, I didn't even figure that Asuki was like with the group for specifically the clothing trip.
I think we've kind of like regathered a little bit.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
we've
That's
regrouped
fair.
at this point.
Okay, well, that makes sense then. In any case, she will almost certainly give a little cackle at being acknowledged in that way.
With greatest respect, I do not think sheep is scary. Sheep is spooky, is different quality. You are scary, she is spooky. You are also spooky, but she is more spooky. It's a subtle scale.
It all depends entirely on the context you find it in.
This is true. Also, I have spent most of my life with her and not with you, so I know how scary she is.
Well,
Looking at Sanya from one, I say with care, respect, and appreciation.
of course you do. Well, you did get me to Jaegervault, so I guess I could uphold my deal of the bargain. Just disappear for a while.
Well, you're welcome to find us if you want before we leave.
Sorry about almost getting you killed by mammoths.
That was unexpected.
No, that was the most exciting thing to happen in the last few months.
You gotta raise your heart rate every now and again.
More than Vegas's fight with Aspen's mother.
Yeah, no, I thought that was very exciting. The
That
mammoth
was.
part.
I mean, you did good too.
Yeah, but the threat of death wasn't looming overhead. It's more exciting when there's actual danger.
You were thrown to the sky.
But there was no lightning.
Murska
Exactly.
wouldn't have killed your friend.
Exactly.
Well, we can't have everything we want.
How do you want me to respond to
Side-eye
Charlotte
look.
is going to raise her voice to try to get attention. Oh, we are going to be helping Vegas get his fight arranged.
what do
We hope you would attend. I can send you if it comes up soon.
You get to watch your friend get tossed around some more.
Yes.
Actually, I did very well for my first fight. Thank you very much.
You-
And I intend
I
to do
didn't
just as
see
well for
it.
my
I want to
second.
see this one.
I forgot Charlotte had to run away.
Make her run away.
Well, no, you know what I mean.
How to send word.
Yeah.
And also some decent birds to hang out in while he has fight.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go
Sweet
watch.
Gotta keep Dion or Deidre taped to my side so she doesn't miss this one.
Mm-hmm. Let's go get her and let's go get you announced here, I guess, so they know that they can get you jumped in the middle of the streets
Yeah,
or
let's go
something.
get me beat up.
Now that ought to be way more exciting in a place like this. Far more crowded here.
As you all are like walking back to the wagons, Sonya just kind of leans over to you, Aspen, for a moment. Does your friend normally just get into fights all the time?
That's
I
kind
was
of
so
his
bad to want
thing.
to hear that.
Like, I guess either when it's not SHL fight, it's training for SHL fight. You know, it's all practice towards a goal, I suppose. I'll never let him hear it, but I suppose I kind of respect it.
He did surprisingly well against your mother.
I was honestly not expecting that. I thought it may just be sort of eye-opening moment for him, but actually probably good practice, and it impressed me a little bit. Again, never let him know.
Hmm.
He's not
What?
actually terrible when you get to know him.
In the distance, Aspen's like, I sense a disturbance.
Alright. Returning back to the wagons, you find Deidre, who was slightly chipping away at some of the damage to the Rocksteady. Sees everyone returning and noticing how a lot of you have dressed up a bit. Getting accustomed to the area, are we?
We've been invited to dinner later.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to say
mhm.
with who?
With the Berendy.
Having
And
to
company.
render with Berendy Torsten.
Mhm.
That'll be entertaining. She doesn't seem very phased by that announcement.
So anyway, you, boss, stick to me. I'm gonna get jumped any minute now. I can feel it.
Alright, well... Hopefully it's by an actual, like, opponent, not some of the gangs that push through here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. We'll probably beat any of those guys up.
What if my opponent is one of the gang members from around here?
Then you get to beat him up twice?
Legally so.
I guess make sure it's
Yeah.
dramatic so that the Watchers don't intervene by accident.
Yep.
But very surprised you landed to dinner with Berendy Torsten so quickly. You've only been here for a few hours.
Yeah. Kind of just landed in our laps.
Mateo noticed me.
Oh, you ran into Mateo. That probably explains that. Alright, well, the wagons are being taken care of for the most part. I think with Vanya's help, I can get the Rocksteady into a suitable state for travel, though I imagine we'll be here for a while. So it's not any urgency.
I'm actually looking forward to helping.
Be nice to actually see this city for a while.
Of course, there's a lot to Jaegervolt. Also, check from Gal, just so I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
Deidre is Orion, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just trying to remember, because I don't have, like,
Mhm.
everything on her sheet. Oh, I do have it on her sheet.
Oh wow.
Alright. Well, let's go find the pit.
Yep.
And she just kind of, like, starts leading the way. Imagine everyone follows in tow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, she makes her way over towards an area where... Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Oh. There we go. She leads you over towards one of the tower districts, or layers as I should call them, where the ceiling's like twice as high, and there's a much wider road. and you can see that there are multiple levels strung across the walls. Multiple floors, essentially, that exist on top of each other. There's a surprisingly large amount of people that move through this area. This seems to be sort of like a housing district. There are plenty of houses that are carved into the walls, and many of them that are almost in a way kind of like stacked on top of each other, like sort of like apartments in a way.
Wow.
Aspen, you having like been here several times before, you know this location as being the Triple, or as some people just refer to it as the Triples. It is a sort of like a temporary kind of like housing arrangement. This is tend to be more where the less wealthy end up living for the most part, or refugees. Which there are a surprisingly large amount of. Moving through the district and taking a decent amount of time to navigate, you eventually find that Deidre cuts through an area into the Triples and leads out into another layer where you notice that you're starting to feel a cooler breeze, and you realize that there is open air here. It takes a moment for you pass through another like layer of like tower columns before you are out into like what almost feels like an open field, and you can see across from you is like more of like the mountain. Like this is like an area within the mountain that is between like 2 points, and it kind of continues on into the mountain on the opposite side. But it's just
like a valley.
It's sort of like a valley, but it's just more of like an open field that's kind of like sits nestled between the mountains.
Very cool.
And as you get through this particular area, you see that most of the traffic tends to move to the opposite end. This just seems almost like sort of like a park in a way, and that it has it's open space for everyone to enjoy. But there is an area off to the side that leads a bit further down into the ground. It is marked in an interesting way. Vegas, you notice that there are SHL banners adhering the entrance to the sides here.
Something tells me I need to walk this direction.
Deidre is already heading this way.
Alright.
You do notice there is a little bit of traffic over here. It hasn't gotten quite too late yet, but as night starts to approach, this area becomes a little bit more busy. There's a couple people hanging out near the front of the entrance, but nobody particularly like blocking in the way. And you head down, and you find yourself navigating through what feels like carved tunnels going into the floor. They're a little bit different than the tunnels that you've been traveling through Jaegerwald itself. These seem to kind of like take a little bit more of twists and turns in a way. They're dug in a very interesting kind of like pattern. As you're getting further through it, you're also kind of noticing that they're not as well lit, which is a little peculiar. And sometimes you will stumble across veins of what looks to be like ore or gemstones that are just exposed. But they're like exposed in a way that they kind of like give off a little bit of light.
Ooh, very cool.
So that gives it kind of like a natural ambience to the area. And as you head further down, you suddenly open up into a massive, what looks to be arena of sorts, in which there is this layer that you've stepped onto with like lots of like oaken wood floors, and down below is a large, well, pit, essentially. And you can see that there are scrapes and burns and all sorts of, like, debris, like, from the edges to the arena towards the middle. This is very clearly where all the fighting happens. There's currently not a fight happening at the moment, but it looks like there are, like, crowds slowly building up around. So you get the feeling there might be a fight soon. Unsure if it's yours. But as you all enter, Deidre just kind of, like, walks off to, like, one of the side areas a little bit further away. And you do notice that she slips over towards what looks to be a curtain and kind of, like, pulls it back and gestures for the rest of you to follow.
Ooh. Let's go.
Let's go.
Gonna change music just a little bit. So, stepping behind the curtains, you find what looks to be more of like a private area, and you can see several more people back here, but they're kind of like huddled off into more individual, like, groups. They have kind of like private tables. It kind of seems like the front area, except that there is less foot traffic here. This seems to be like an area specifically for fighters themselves. And as Deidre enters, several people recognize her and give out several friendly shouts. And you hear the name Doomgirl echo. Well, Vegas,
Hello. Yeah.
let's see if we can't figure out who you're fighting soon.
Am I fighting you?
That would be entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that would be allowed. Aren't you his manager?
I feel like
Former
that's
fighter
happened.
and manager.
I feel like that's happened in the SHL before. It's part of a story.
You have a reputation even now being manager. They know you immediately.
I mean, I was an SHL fighter for a while. So, I just switched my roles.
Have you ever gotten to be champion?
I didn't get that close. The finals are
Still.
very tough. But maybe
Still to be
Vegas
known.
will have a better chance.
No, thank you. I'm charmed.
Anyways, let's see who's moseying about this place. She kind of like moves over towards one of the larger tables, which is occupied at the moment, but she like shoos the person there away. Because there's like one or two people, but it's like a decently sized table. And your group is basically given their own little private area. And after a second, a Ovine waiter comes by and looks to all of you. Would you like anything to drink?
Yes.
Please.
Oh, absolutely.
Always.
Okay. Does anyone have any preferences for anything?
Something light on the alcohol. I have occasions later.
Vodka.
Strength.
We're repairing the wagon later. I need to be sober.
She'll have vodka too.
No.
Got a sense of humor.
I'll take the vodka.
Okay. 2 shots of vodka. And
I will also take something very strong.
oh, okay. And then Glog for the rest of you.
It's a little nod.
He very curtly kind of just writes this down and then heads off. This is this short white goat. Deidre disappears for a little bit though. I will say Marisha and Sonia are still with you for the moment. So they are also at the table.
I noticed where she disappeared to.
It looked like there was a door she walked behind. Pretty close to the table.
Not gonna risk it. Never mind.
So, I thought about this. I have been considering entering the Spellslinger division. Just speak out loud to the group.
That's bold. Not even the group competition.
I mean, is anyone else going to be doing it? Because I'd like to try the tag team or the Delver group one.
We were talking about joining the Delver group.
Oh, good.
I
good.
certainly wouldn't be opposed either.
Mm-hmm. If you that was way back in Louvain, we were talking about that.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was much interest. I was trying to gauge, and I kind of want to partake. It just seems so fun.
Mm-hmm. We were gonna join with Vegas for the delving group. So me, you, and a ski, as well as Vegas.
Oh, that is marvelous.
So you're going solo as well?
Maybe. I kind of want to... I think it's very fun, and I have some ideas of what I want to put out for presentation. I want to see what it's like. I'm going to have to put on a persona, though.
Well, that's the whole point, right?
Well, you can't call me Charlotte.
I'm still gonna do it.
No, this is special. I mean, Vegas, haven't there been people who just completely, conceal their persona and nobody knows who they are?
Yeah, there's plenty of masked fighters.
I'm thinking something like that.
It's nice that I've got it prepackaged. She gives a silly grin.
Are you
I
sure
don't think
that's
people
not
will like that mask.
that's going to not scare
it's just a
children?
Show.
But I know.
Come on. It's exciting.
I'm suddenly remembering who was that wrestler from NXT? Finn Balor.
But mouse.
Finn Balor rules. But anyway, I mean, I'll talk about it. I would love to do it with the group. I might go solo if it... Maybe, how about we do this? We go for delving, and if I enjoy it, I'll try spell slinging.
Okay.
So, 4 of us, do we need a team name?
We can just
That's
use
up
our
to
Delver team
Vegas,
name.
I think.
Does the crew name not work?
That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
True. No, that would actually that would help us with our delving reputation.
You can't make me.
You don't have to.
I think it's a limit of 4 people anyway.
Oh, good.
I don't want to fight by Aspen's side if it isn't real anyway.
Duh.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, I like this. I like this. Okay. All right. We'll have to get signed up, and it's fine that Vegas is not. That would make sense. Otherwise, I won't get spell slinging. All right. Good.
So, are there objections of me using, well, the obvious?
Well,
That would be so cool.
if it scares the children.
No, Vanya clearly has had this planned. Vanya needs to do this.
Charlotte, what sort of stories do they tell kids growing up?
I mean,
What
I
sort
was-
of warning tales were you taught when you were growing up?
not to make deals with evil entities, not to do crime, not to trust witches out in the woods.
He quickly glances at a ski, then looks back to Charlotte.
And Sonya also sitting at the table.
Well, when I was
He said
growing up-
likewise, lifts her eyebrows a bit.
when I was growing up, we were warned about the Blackwild nearby. It's a long way away from where I live.
Oh,
It's nearby.
Brenna told me about that.
hmm And none of those stories were nice or pleasant. They were all very scary. So there's nothing wrong with it. I
We
say
have
scared
a-
of kids.
There was a town in Yo that swarmed with bugs. Apparently, they either dug too deep or, made some sort of deal. I've heard horrible stories of it.
So, myself and a ski can be the creepy things that you two have made silly deals with.
And I can be the voice of reason.
She
I
nearly
hate
falls
that.
off her stool.
Or something close enough. I'm sure
You
it'll
know.
write itself.
Virtue of justice and such, me in Vegas.
Charlotte, people aren't going to listen to a monologue after the round is over.
Oh.
And what sort of voice of reason is fighting with the weird, creepy things?
I don't
It
know. I
looks
was thinking
cool.
I was thinking like a theme because half the group is into
She's gonna look at Vegas a moment.
the
Yes,
I
Vanya.
don't look at Vegas and think righteous paladin. I look at Vegas and think party boy that drinks too much.
Since when have I drunk too much?
It's just the just kind of motions with hands.
Alright.
It's not a bad thing.
we'll work on a theme. Maybe there doesn't have to be a theme.
No, we're just
Wow.
a weird delving group that happens to fight.
Listen, I've only very recently invested in SHL. I watched a lot of theater. I've been to a lot of theater, and it reminds me of that.
Mm-hmm. You can tell.
I can.
No,
I was just
you can tell by how you are that you're into theater.
that's what makes SHL so exciting, though. It's theater, but people get brutally injured.
So it's theater, is what you're saying.
Nobody really gets
The
injured unless
theater,
it's
if the theater
accident.
kids could fight.
Don't they say break a leg when you go up on stage for theater things?
It's like
They do, yes.
That's pretty violent.
it's like a countermeasure. I think.
So anyway,
Mm-hmm. Anyway, what?
I don't know.
If you're gonna try and segue off of something, what? You gotta have
Mm.
something planned.
I have to check in.
But that's what we're waiting for Deirdre to come back from.
I forgot she left us behind.
Left behind. I will say that the Ovine waiter does come back after a short amount of time. And you are presented with your drinks. Trying to get my tabs back open. Vodka for Aspen in a set, as requested. And the rest of the table is given clog, which appears to be some kind of more festive / fruity drink. There's like an orange slice that is like cut into the top of the drink.
Hell yeah.
It smells very good.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah, going to enjoy that drink.
And as everyone is taking moments to get through, Deidre eventually returns. Following alongside her is a rather brawny-looking brethren individual. Dark skin, dreads with like a more upward position. Sides of his head are shaven to a degree. And he's wearing several bits of what look to be like gladiator style kind of like armor. With like the arms exposed and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of gives you, Vegas, in particular, a head nod as Deidre returns with him to the table.
Greetings. I like this guy's style.
Hey, I take it you're Vegas.
Yep. And I take it you're somebody I don't know yet.
You're funny. This is gonna be an interesting fight. I'm Ajax, by the way.
The pleasure's mine, Ajax.
Yeah. Our fight's not tonight. You got time to prepare. But we'll be fighting tomorrow night.
Alright.
Anything in particular you want to talk about beforehand?
I
see you've already ordered drinks.
Do you want one?
I'll grab one in a second.
What's your weakness?
Well, I'm a fighter. I tend to keep my opponent a little bit at range, but I also have a little bit of magical prowess myself.
That doesn't sound like a weakness.
He just kind of like gives you this really big shit-eating grin. I guess you'll have to find out for yourself. What about you?
I have no weaknesses.
Yeah, I bet.
Charlotte
Vegas
holding her
hasn't lost a
tongue.
match.
Charlotte,
That's true.
Vegas is a very good fighter. Absolutely, really knows how to hold his ground.
Yeah, I heard you've gotten into one fight so far.
Yep, my debut.
It's not bad. I heard good things.
To be
Yeah,
fair, he is
I
only
love it.
undefeated in official fights.
Shooting daggers
What-
towards Aspen for
what do you mean by
Vegas'
that?
sake.
No, it's fine.
Oh, my mother kicked his ass.
I fought an
Charlotte-
Aryan War Mage and lived.
It was amazing.
It's actually very impressive.
Even the War Mage was impressed.
I bet.
You should have
That
seen.
is true. I mean, she wasn't going to kill him, that is very definitely specified. So there
It was
a whole
really
battle
scary, though.
lethality, but, like, nobody expected him to get the hit in, and yet...
You should have seen the monster that he went while we were swimming, but toe to toe with in the dungeon we were just in too.
Deidre told
Yeah.
me you're a Delver as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants.
Kind of wish I was part of an Delving crew. It means I could at least have fights that are in different places. You get to at least see different locales and such.
I do fight in so many different places. It's a dream come true.
Yeah, well, maybe if I get enough wins under my belt, I can head to the Beylik and participate in the championship this year.
I guess I'll see you there.
When is the championship anyway?
It's probably going to be closer to winter.
Okay.
Several months off. Many months, to be exact.
Well, I mean, that's good at least. Gives you time to prepare. Looks to Vegas.
After a second, that goat waiter you see from before kind of comes up and has a bottle of brandy, which he passes over towards Ajax. Seems to be his go-to drink that the waiter is very familiar with at this point.
Yum yum.
He kind of like sits down at the table and passes the bottle back to Deidre. Alright, well,
I see.
it's gonna be an interesting match.
I can't wait. I come from a long way to do this, you know.
That's what I hear from Louvain, in fact.
All the way from Louvain.
Yeah, I've been hearing some interesting things out of the city.
Oh, it never truly sleeps.
Yeah, well, I was more specifically wondering if you knew anything. Maybe about any of the attacks on Brethren.
We should talk about that privately later.
But why? There was nothing happening.
Kind of like glances over towards Vanya. You didn't see anything. Or hear
No.
anything.
Not while we were there.
Hmm. It just, on my mind, just hearing that kind of stuff happening further south. I want to make sure none of that is migrating further north.
There was in Dole, but we actually managed to stop that, so.
So, much further south.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Ajax, we should talk after our match.
Alright, well. That sounds good for now. I hope you enjoy your time here. Did you run into the Regent yet?
Not yet. I was hoping I could be pointed in that direction.
Surprising, he usually greets
Wink.
all the visitors.
We did. It's
Yeah, that was a joke. I'm sorry.
Oh, so you did run into Regent Mateo.
Uh-huh.
We just had a bit of a harrowing day.
mammoths.
Mateo
Mammoths.
recognized Aspen immediately.
Duh.
Mateo's got a memory for people. It's very social for a war mage.
He's always been very nice.
Do you know anything less obvious about him?
Like what?
What's
I
his
don't know,
favorite
something
color?
interesting. Yeah.
No, he can fly. Don't see him
That's
use
not
it
lore.
very often. I mean, what I know about him, he is a prodigal war mage. He's very gifted. That's why he's more or less been assigned to the Berendy.
Mm.
Helps that he's very social, too.
Mhm.
Seems to carry a lot of responsibility with that. So, gonna look to Aspen. Your mother seems to know a bit about Mateo. Apparently helped him train, or sent him out for assignment.
I'm pretty sure they have known each other longer than I have been alive. Duh.
They seem to really trust each other.
Oh, for sure. Duh.
Is your mother really involved in, the big Orient politics, or not really?
I mean, as much as the war mages get, I suppose. Between her and my father, I mean, I get brought along to a lot of things, but not necessarily part of all the meetings and that, but I know they're both very involved.
I see. I will need to talk to you after when we have a chance to all just settle down for the night. Well, actually, before the meeting. It would be urgent.
Okay.
Well, not urgent as in, like, emergency, more like... we'll talk later.
You're really bad at trying to be subtle, aren't you?
Also, this is a lot of people for a delving crew.
Oh, we're
Like,
two.
You got like 8 or 9 people here. It's a lot.
Yep.
Oh, those
Only
two
group?
points at Sonya and Marisha. They're not with us. Like that.
No, just tag-alongs.
Passengers.
Multiple wagons,
if
I take it.
Escort thing. Yeah, two. The Rio and the Rocksteady we still haven't named. Do I think we should call it the Mammoth because it survived it.
I like that.
That's a good name.
It's not bad.
Certainly strikes the right impression.
It is the bigger of the two. And better of the two.
Okay, and? How do you want me to respond to that? I'm not picking you up.
She smirks. The Rio is as Vegas.
Based on how he reacted, I take it.
It's my pride and joy somewhat, yeah. Built it with my own 2 hands, nothing personal.
Wait, you did?
Really?
Yeah, we established this in like the first 2 sessions, I believe.
I thought you
No.
bought it.
I bought it at a steep discount and wasn't informed that it didn't come assembled. I was given an instruction manual to assemble it with, and so I did.
So that explains a lot.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean? That's really
You
impressive.
explain a lot.
I'm gonna stop bad mouthing your wagon now.
Thank
What's
you.
wrong with it?
I'm just being silly, but I didn't think it would actually strike a nerve.
I think I need another drink.
There's that very slight, gentle tap against Vegas's arm. I'm sorry for insulting your wagon.
It's okay. I understand. You're just riffing.
Mm-hmm. Ajax, was it?
Yeah, what's up?
How long have you been in Oria?
Gosh. I'm gonna say it's been about 10 years now.
And it might be a silly question, but before that?
Well, Patry, came out of there when,
Oh,
the whole settlement was moved.
Hmm.
Originally
Oh, so
from
you-
the Broken World.
wait, you came with the settlement? I was really young when this happened, so...
Yeah, the whole city was moved from our world into here.
Huh.
That was the great pilgrimage that happened that allowed us to survive.
That's really cool. What made you come up here?
Well, it seemed like a lot of the migration from people who were looking to settle in was going more to the south and more to like the east and west. So I thought I'd try my luck up here, and I like the environment. I like the fighting culture here.
Gives a quick look to Aspen. So you kind of... I would have thought you'd have maybe... Well, no, you probably found the SHL recently?
I've been with them for a while, at least the last 5 years.
Okay. Have you been to the Balik? Seen the arenas there?
I've been down there to watch fights, but that's about it. About as far as I've traveled away from Jaegervolt. Tend to stay planted here for the most part.
I respect that.
Plenty of fights come my way though, especially new upcomers, kind of like side-eyeing Vegas.
So
Does mean I
you-
get to experience new blood, see what other people are bringing to the fight.
Do you use curios?
Just kind of smiles.
Uh-oh.
Can I insight that?
Absolutely. I don't think he can beat her. No. You definitely get the feeling that there's some kind of curio he uses as part of his kit. You have no idea what it is, based off what he's wearing, because nothing in particular stands out.
Vanya's just gonna tap her nose as she's in on it.
I can't wait for phase 2 of this boss fight.
Flashbang.
Right.
He's gonna have like a transformation. I'm calling it here. Out of
Pepper
character.
spray.
Well, it's been good meeting you, and I hope Vegas beats you, but it's not hard feelings there.
We'll see. Usually takes people a couple rounds to really best me. And it's lucky that you arrived now when you did. I was in the arena a few nights ago. Could have gotten a
Yeah.
little bit of a show beforehand.
Who'd you fight?
Gonna get you later for this, Gal.
The DM. You've been a monster for that, asking the shopkeeper's name as well.
Magnificent.
I'm really putting you in the seat.
If we want to know if Vegas will win, don't we just have to check the script?
Vegas wants to know the lore.
I don't think it really works like that.
Forcing the GM to world build on the
It's fine.
spot. Things they
Aspen
didn't
just wants to
anticipate.
irritate me.
No, I'm pretty sure it's all planned ahead of time.
The fight is planned, but not what happens in it.
But it's a fake fight for the determined
I
outcome.
know. Aspen. If it were scripted, then I wouldn't be the next upcoming champion. So shut up.
I thought you just paid for that with family money.
My family doesn't have any money. My sisters took it all.
Oh,
That does explain that. Never mind.
I'm sorry.
Also, that is why you are delving. You owe the money.
Oh my god.
The next time Aspen goes to speak, Vanya's just gonna push a finger against the muzzle, like in a way to just like. Shh.
No words now.
Last few nights ago, I sparred off against Isonade, a Lari shark hunter.
Cool.
He,
Cool name too.
He did beat me, though. He's very unorthodox. Could be a fun fight for you if you run into him.
What did he throw at you?
Well, that'd be telling now, wouldn't it?
A shark.
Surprisingly,
It's
no.
okay.
Well, I'll let it be a surprise.
You'll be good, Vegas. We fought those.
Yep.
Sharks? Yeah. And weird squid things.
And I've ridden on a whale.
Mm-hmm. And that really massive thing that was bigger than the Jaegerbolt is tall.
That thing was so cool. And we beat it. Anyway,
What in the world did you fight?
I have a picture. Vegas will pull out his
Vanya's,
scrapbook.
Vanya is also rapidly scrabbling for her book of monsters where she's got her
Yeah.
really bad drawing.
And Vegas opens his pad to the page that has the monster like picture with his thumb up in the frame. Yeah.
Kind of like looks in, like closer to try to get a better look of it. A little hard to see.
Vanya's crappy
It was
drawing
raining.
is lifted alongside it.
It's like a storm in there.
It was pretty cool.
We're underwater as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you
That's
might
a lot
actually
going
fare
on
better
there.
against Isonade then.
Sick.
Anyways, I'll leave you a lot to it. There's gonna be
Yep.
more fights later tonight.
Wait, is this one actually going to be in a ring instead of on a bridge in the middle of the town?
Yeah.
Oh, did you
That's
get
good.
jumped? That's really funny.
Yeah.
You should do that some point.
It was
I don't-
very loud and annoying.
I don't jump people.
It would be unexpected, though. Irony. It's a thing in theater.
I've gotten to jump a few people.
Was it
Planned,
fun?
of course. Oh, absolutely. I got to do a fight over in the tunnel market once.
Wow. My first fight was in a market. Kind of.
Oh, nice. 'Cause you had
It's
a big
where everyone
crowd then.
is.
Yeah, usually shoot for populated areas, but in a way that you can not get people involved.
Mm-hmm.
And usually do the best to tip off the guards in advance that it's coming. So they know
Yeah.
not to intervene or, yeah, get anyone else in the way.
Well, I thought all the guards were in on it.
Well, a lot of the times they are.
Yeah. Well, I'll beat you up tomorrow.
You'll try.
Nice
It's a good seeing you, Vegas.
to meet you. Thank you for not jumping me.
This time. He kind of like gives you like that like slight, not quite a like salute. They like kind of like puts his fingers up towards his head and just kind of like flicks
Yeah.
them in your direction.
Yeah, I'll salute back, mock salute, whatever you call it.
And then he heads off, and I think around this point, as you're like seeing him walk away, you notice that he has kind of like this gold helmet like strapped to his back.
Hmm. Hmm. Can I insight that at all?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Just looks like a gladiator helmet.
It's a pretty cool helmet.
But he disappears back out into the main area. Deidre reaches over and passes the bottle of brandy to you. Well,
Hell yeah.
at least you have your fight set up properly this time, with no surprises, and I can actually see it
Mhm.
for once.
Oh, you're in for such a treat. I did so well my first time.
Yes, I know. She seems real fucking mad.
Should have seen how he just like leaned over and let the guy punch him right in the face.
She's like turning her head towards you.
Didn't even flinch.
Kind of sprawled onto the floor for a moment.
Heard it was a very dramatic fight.
Mm-hmm. We can pretend this is my first fight if it makes you feel better.
Yeah, we'll see if Ajax puts you on the floor or not this time.
Have you fought him before?
No, but I have seen him fight.
And
He's definitely a fighter type. Very martial. Likes to get in close.
gee, me too.
But he does have some very interesting reach attacks. So you kind of have to like watch your flank a bit more.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll take that to heart.
He
Take a big swig from the brandy.
has a curio or something, right?
Oh, definitely. It's part of his reach.
He was really bad at hiding that. Do you know what it is?
Do I know what it is? No.
Hmm.
But I have seen him use it.
Okay.
It's definitely some weird broken world shenanigans.
Ah,
That's what makes curios fun, right?
Yeah, but this one's definitely a lot more weird.
So not a beam of light coming out of a cylinder.
No? Don't really know how to describe this one.
I'd like it to be a surprise, so don't describe it.
Fair.
But surely you want to know who you're fighting better before you get in the ring with him.
When I was a squire, I learned to not anticipate but react to things. The less I know, the better in this circumstance.
Alright.
That makes sense.
Actually-
You get put on edge waiting for their reveal attack to come. And it just makes you too edgy.
I've been meaning to ask, actually, Vegas, could you help me with my fighting? I never actually had any proper training.
There's like stars in his eyes. Yes, absolutely.
Like, I don't know where we'd even start. You know what I do already, sort of.
Wait, why are you asking?
We start
him?
with stretching.
Because you aren't the sort of fighter I want to follow in the path of.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh,
It's not a bad thing, it's just more of a...
What is wrong with the way I fight?
She just kind of headbutts the table.
I think I have proven perfectly effective.
Do you think that someone like her could go into that sort of fury?
So
Duh, I definitely do.
how long do we have until the arrangement?
Probably not long.
Yeah, it's probably about time to get that way.
Charlotte's gonna get up and say, I need to go to the wagon for something. I'll be back shortly.
Okay. Is Charlotte like leaving now?
Yes.
She's gonna look to. Vanya's gonna look to Aspen and a ski in turn. Wait about 5 minutes. This isn't silent speech. Wait about 5 minutes, and then tell Vegas Vegas in a set where I went. And she's gonna wait until Charlotte's out of sight, and then sneak after her.
Yep. All right. Just give me a general stealth check.
Oh, there. Let me see if it's possible. No.
don't think
23
you're-
be my max.
Yeah. Like your passive perception wouldn't even catch this. Alright. So you head on back towards the wagons. I'll say Sonya actually accompanies you on the way back. She mentions that she's just gonna grab some of her things and then she's going to find a place to stay.
Alright.
And follows you back. Vanya, you wait a few minutes before tailing on behind, and that is where we'll go on break.
Ooh. Oh.
Alrighty, I'll be right back.
Mhm.
BRB.
I will BRB too.
I am back. Let's go
Welcome
here.
back.
Hello.
I have the Shark Hunter jump go.
Me and Dante got our Bloombarrow stuff today. The new Magic set, and it's the one I'm gonna be like trying to collect one of every card from, because it gives me Redwall vibes, and I love Redwall, so it's just kind of a thing I want to do. And there's a lot of really cute, like, which I didn't expect. I was expecting more of a Redwall rather than a, I guess, mouse guard is closer to it. But it's got like lizards and birds and stuff as well that are more prominent, because usually it's like the smaller woodland animals. And there's a lot of really cute like lizard characters.
Yeah.
I'll have to send you some of the art of some of the others in particular, because there's was it, if Dante, if you're there, is it Grev or Rev or
Gav.
Gev? That's the one.
Skink.
It's this little skink. I don't know if Dante shared it then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's so cute. It's got a badger as a big fuzzy boyfriend apparently, so that's fun.
Yep. Also showed me that one.
Yep. I was like, us.
But there's so many. There's a card that is essentially Verasta. Let me grab the picture of him real quick, because it's very close. He has a full art version as well, right? The fox, Dante.
I don't know.
It's probably a better version of the card. Let me see if I can find it. Cruel Claw is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, there he is. He's a weasel. I'm a dumbass. There you go.
You weren't thinking of Mr. Foxglove, were you?
That's the one. Yeah. I think he's only in. I don't know. I can't find that card.
I think he's in a commander deck.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I found him. Yeah, he would be a Redwall villain. I think you muted Norman. Oh, that's probably intentional. Me outing Norman as muted. Oh no. Oh, damn it, where? It drives me crazy when I can't find this stuff. There it is. There you go. This gives me Veresta vibes, even flipping the coin in the art. A little bat in the window looking on longingly. I love it. Mr. Foxglove is great. Actually, he's in that one you got, Dante, right?
No, wrong deck.
No? I thought it was in the Family Matters one.
No, he's in the group hug one.
Oh. Okay, fair enough. There's an awesome piece of art for a mouse that makes me think of an Alamanian mouse as well, because he's got a lancer.
That's the deck in mine. That's the one in my deck, sorry. Words correct order helps.
Don't worry, dyslexic. I know what that's like. But yeah, they've got a lot of art in there that's very, 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 very Beast World in some of the alternate arts. I love it.
Ah, you found the Foxglove card.
Yeah, I was.
Me.
I was telling Duo about it and how it looks a lot like Verasta's art in the.
Yeah, Dante showed me this card.
Yeah, it's just Norman to me.
The cruel one, that's a Red Bull villain.
Yeah.
When I think of Norman on the other side of the microphone, Mr. Foxglove is exactly what I'm picturing.
I'm actually Verasta.
Yeah,
that explains a lot. Yeah.
Spoilers, Verasta is actually a meta thing. As a party member? No, as a player.
that would track, let's be real.
I also had to save
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Willow from an M&M.
Woof.
Gal,
Woof.
I
Yeah.
was gonna challenge you to fisticuffs before the game, but my hands are ouchy right now, so I can't.
Oh, that's okay. I was kind of busy earlier, so it's all good.
Oh, good. No, next time.
Yeah.
Or anytime during the week, I'm gonna jump you again.
Yeah, you can challenge me whenever.
Gal
I'll fight you
getting jumped,
anytime
regular
when I'm
event.
not working.
You know, to be fair, me and Gao have been playing a lot of fighting games during the week. So
We even played chess.
We did play chess, and I
The
just
original
All you
fighting
guys
game.
do.
There should be chess Tekken.
Tekken.
It's like
Yeah,
a chess box.
I like
with
all
Tekken.
fighting games.
That second game we played, Gao,
Yeah.
I used a chess bot to beat you.
All fight
Yeah?
games, huh?
Wait, oh, fucking for real? Jade? I'm hurt.
I wanted to see if you noticed when I was.
No, because I don't play chess.
Because I was. The first game, I was just like, I'm gonna copy everything they do, and then because we disconnected, I was just like, I'm gonna cheat for fun.
No! Mean!
I'm hurt.
I'm back.
That's
That is
so funny.
so
That is
Jade.
fucking funny.
The brat energy is so strong.
I was just like,
That just means I'm better.
I mean, you probably are. I'm not a good chess player. I was just like, there's no, like, I told them I don't play chess. There's no way they're gonna, like, say, like, I expect you to be like, are you using a bot or something?
That's very funny.
I don't regret it.
Remember? No, that's funny. I think that's funny, and I'm glad that you waited like a day for the punchline. But like, remember when what's his face fought Deep Blue, and Deep Blue
Yeah.
was like fucking up, but he's like, "What is this machine doing?" Like he was confounded by a machine just making errors.
Because there's nothing to read, so
Yeah,
you
exactly.
start to freak out. Yeah.
Yeah, Deep Blue
It's like,
has
is it
the
doing it on
ultimate poker
purpose?
face.
It's
Yeah,
a thing.
What third dimension chess is this machine playing against?
It's actually think about chess. For like professionals, the most feared players are new ones because
You can't read
usually
them.
professionals, they don't have fixed strategy plans.
Yeah, I played against a friend in high school, and he was like an expert chess player, and I was okay-ish. And he was having the worst time because he could not figure out what the fuck I was doing.
The only person I've got to play chess with on a regular basis is Dante, and I just don't win that.
Alright, I think we're all here.
I think. Beyond?
Hello.
Everybody
here.
was marked back.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Alrighty. Savanya, you're following along,
Yep.
passing
This-
back through the open layer, and then following into the tunnel market. Charlotte making good amount of time towards the wagon. Sonya kind of like accompanying you. Vanya, luckily, you're able to keep track of them pretty easily because Sonya is relatively tall and easy to spot. A little bit of time has to pass, and then eventually you arrive back to the wagon. Sonya steps into the Rocksteady and grabs a few of her things she left.
Which wagon is she in?
She was in the Rocksteady.
All right, good. I'm in the Rio. All right. Going to head in, close the door, and I'm going to arrange my card deck on the table. Yeah. I'm going to be preparing an augury.
Trying to either. I don't think she's been in the Rio enough to know the inside. I'm going to try and peek in, see if I can see or find where Charlotte is from the outside before I try to go inside.
Okay. Pull up the rear real quick. Don't have things particularly labeled. Yeah, I'll say that there's a window on one side of the wagon. You can peek in through there. Give me another stealth roll just in case. You're fine.
Can't beat that.
All
right.
Yeah. Go on.
So, I am preparing the cards, sitting at the table, and wherever I could be a flat surface to land them, and take deep breaths. So, while casting augury, she is going to look to the ceiling and say, Mother, I don't know if you're watching me, but I don't know who watches over me for this. I have been trying to not stick my neck out too much, but I might be onto something that will help me understand what happened. But I'm worried I could endanger my friends. Tell me, should I tell them about how I plan to seek my husband's potential father, William Rhines?
Did I hear that?
I would say so, especially if you've
Yeah.
gotten up close enough to like
Hmm.
see through you. I'd say you'd be able to listen in. All right, and drawing from the deck. Let's see here. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Here we go. You pull from the deck, the Hermit. You are instinctively taking time to relax and reflect, drawing on inner strength and wisdom to guide you through difficult periods in your life. Time is a great healer, so even if you don't quite know what to do now, you will eventually make the right decision. The Hermit signals a warning not to make hasty decisions. Make sure you observe a period of rest and recuperation if you've been unwell. You essentially get a wheel for good results.
A wheel. All right. Good. Take a stay breath. This is good. This is good.
Seeing Charlotte's reaction, Brandy's gonna go back to the rest of the group.
Okay.
And oh shoot, I realized I would have to go back. I think we're planning to meet up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, heading back.
Okay. You step out of the wagon, and you see Sonya over at the Rocksteady, lighting up another cigarette real quick. I'm going to find lodgings. I'm going to be here a while anyways. So...
All right. I'm going back.
If, for some reason, Aspen needs to find me, that'll be somewhere in the triples.
Noted. The triples.
She just kind of, like, hangs out there for a bit.
Charlotte is heading out, and there's like a look of relief on her face.
Alright. Vanya, give me one more stealth check. Not for any suspicious reasons at all.
Oh,
Fun times ahead. All right, I have a chance now.
That's funny, because the stealth check
It's okay.
was not for Charlotte.
Oh.
Me too.
You're fine. You make it back before Charlotte does, though you have to kind of double time it a little bit because the open field area is very hard to hide in when there's not cover.
I'm gonna stay outside the front, and this is like an SHL place, right? So she's just gonna be stretching like you would for a run or something, and kind of hopping in place now and then.
Yes.
Just kind of trying to throw a different sort of energy. Why she's out of breath instead of I was following you and had to run back quickly.
Yeah, Charlotte, as you're heading back towards the entrance, you see Vanya kind of getting limbered up at the front.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm thinking of going climbing. Like, and she points up to the rafters of the Jaeger vault again.
Okay, be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the rest of the group.
She would start to try and climb the Jaeger vault.
Actually, Vanya.
Hmm?
I need you to come with me.
Oh, okay. Hops back down from wherever she climbed to, and then follows in.
So yeah, going back to the table if everyone's still there.
Mm.
Yep.
Also ask a question, DM. Is there anyone else outside of our party and Marisha?
Like in the area that your party's
At the table.
At the table,
The table.
no. But there are
Okay.
people that aren't part of the party that are in the area.
That's find more private place. Yeah,
Bunch
Charlotte's
of-
realizing
bunch
like
of SHL fighters.
I mean Charlotte knows, like, yeah, there's people, but the problem is there's people. Going to just speak up. I know we need to get to the arrangements soon, but I need to speak to everyone somewhere as privately as possible. This is information that I'd rather not have out in the open.
Well, if you can find some privacy around here, lead the way.
How far is it to the well, no, it's
You
not
just
even-
walked to the wagons.
Yeah. I'm looking around. I'm looking to find like maybe there's a table with like more opening space, more in the corner, less traffic.
Deidre just kind of like looks around for a second. It's gonna get busier in here, especially when the fights start.
All right.
So, probably not here.
Well,
Probably better to go back to the wagons.
I guess. No, it's fine. It's fine. We have to get ready anyway.
All right.
Anyone else need to do anything before we get ready for the arrangement?
Nope. Gives us time to drop anything off we don't want to take as well, so.
I would ask everyone to come into the Rio.
All right. After a little bit of time, you travel back to the wagons and arrive with Sorry, OBS is looking weird for a moment.
Uh-oh. Scary.
Anyways, you return back to the wagons. Decent amount of time. And, Marisha kind of, like, hops over to the Rocksteady. She kind of gets the idea that this is for your group, and not particularly anything she needs to worry about.
Has Sonya already left?
Yeah, Sonya's not here when you get back.
Going to mention to Aspen. Sonya went to find lodging in the Triples.
The triples, she could do better.
Good for everyone again. I imagine we can all fit in the Rio.
If we're
It's
not
gonna be a
staying
little-
in there, I'd imagine it's going to be tight, though.
And it's gonna
We've
be
done it
tight,
before.
yeah.
Yes, we've all done
Meet
this
in the
before.
closet. All right. As Charlotte steps in, she's gonna take a deep breath and then speak to the party. So, in Louvain, there was discussions about. I picked up information about a war mage by the name of William Rhines. That name would potentially mean that William is related to Samson one way or another. Brother, father, uncle, I don't know. I want to ask you all to maybe look into the war mages, but don't ask directly about William. I don't know what I don't know if he's in good standing with Samson. I don't know if William's in good standing with the other war mages. And it's going to seem strange for someone to, someone to continuously ask of him.
I want to step in
Okay.
here real quick just to clarify. When I
Oh,
mentioned
whoops.
William, I mentioned Archmage, not Warmage.
Oh, Ark. I am a
Warmage
fool.
is very specific to Aurea.
I
Yeah.
thank you for that. Archmage. Sorry, I just meant the war mages and it's been floating in my head.
I mean, I am happy to help, but contrary to what you may have been led to believe, the war mages are quite secretive, so...
That's why I don't want them to ask. To ask them, they might get suspicious.
Well, why is this only coming up now? Why didn't you ask us in Louvain?
Well, I didn't think I was going to be me for the mages. I don't know if... Look, I don't know. I don't know who I'd even ask for, like, Archmage William, and I just thought, I don't know, the War Mages of the North might know more about the greatest casters of Beast World than others.
So this guy is his father,
I
uncle, whatever?
I don't know. I just know they share the same last name, and that's... Did I get confirmation that William's a skunk?
Yes.
William is also a skunk, but I don't know who they are in relation to Samson, and I'm nervous about asking Samson myself because I don't know if I'm going to be like trending on something he doesn't want to talk about.
Well, after tonight, tomorrow is probably the best time. We could head over into the libraries here and have a look.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
We were already planning on doing a bit of research. If we can't find anything in one direction, we can find one of your leads instead.
I'm just very, and you're right, Vanya. I'm terrible at selling. I'm just very afraid of opening something I shouldn't have. I don't know if there's bad blood with Samson and William. All I know is that William has not been around for years.
This is gonna sound incredibly rude, so feel free to tell me to shut up. How long have you been with Samson?
6 years.
So why not just ask?
Don't you think it's a little bit strange that, like...
I heard there was another guy with your name. He's a really impressive wizard, apparently. Are you related?
Well, do you
All
think
have to
Samson would have
say-
told me that?
Maybe? Maybe he doesn't think it's that important to you.
I'm gonna have to tell you. He would have told me if he knew him or, like, was in contact with him.
So
You could have been
think it's-
uncomfortable and
Yeah, but
not
wait,
wanted
but
to
you never
force that
asked.
on you.
Mhm.
No.
And the worst he says is, I don't know, or no.
I trust my husband. If he
But you're
didn't...
gonna look into this behind his back.
Does
Because
he know you know anything about his father?
No. If it could be his uncle, I don't know.
Then why would he tell you of his own accord?
That's the thing. Like, he may not know.
Does
Or...
he tell you everything else?
Yes.
How do you know?
Samson's the reason why I'm still alive and why people in Dole are safe. He tells me everything.
Okay. He was really forthcoming with information when you asked, so...
I'm sorry, it's just...
Well, if you do want to look about it without getting him involved, then it's going to be a lot harder, but...
I might ask him
I'm
at
up
some
for doing
point,
it.
but... I think I should explain. I've been with Samson for so long, and we got in serious trouble. And I know if he knew William, he would find any way to get him to us or us to him.
What kind of trouble? Are we in that trouble now that we know you and are traveling with you?
I hope not.
That doesn't fill me with confidence at all.
Yeah,
Are
what kind of
we-
trouble are you in, Charlotte?
Alright, this is going... I really don't want to talk about this now, but...
Well, you have to. You brought it up.
You opened that door.
My mother became possessed by sinister forces and wiped out my entire family and estate. I am the only surviving member of my family. And I have been on the run for years. trying to figure out what happened and who to go to for help.
So we have a potential. Okay.
Say no more, Charlotte. I will kill your mother for you.
She's dead.
Oh, problem solved.
Easy as that, Aspen.
I really didn't want to. I thought about talking about this back in the woods, but I just.
So you don't think this is an immediate threat, or you're unsure if it's an immediate threat?
Well, it's the matter of I don't know if I'm being if I'm being searched for by either the authorities or for whoever was involved with my mother's demise.
I should have given you that necklace. Oh. Starts rubbing her forehead.
So, wait, what was the family name?
The maze.
Hmm.
And where were they located?
Aspen, we're not gonna go hunt them down and kill them.
That is not why I'm asking.
Okay. Taking a deep breath, this is our Loris.
So, if we start to hear any inquiries around about people looking into something relevant to either of those things, then we know to let you know and perhaps move out of the area.
Possible. Look, I don't have anything. Me and Samson left with almost nothing. I don't have family to go to for help. I don't have anyone to talk to like for guidance. And Samson thought I was going to be taken by the authorities, and I don't know. I really didn't want to bring this up, but I have to, and I feel like if I find William, I will get answers to what happened.
If I remember right, he was missing for a long time.
But, I mean, he could be anywhere. I thought about asking your mother Aspen about William, but she didn't seem to know anything, and I just want to...
Well, maybe if you provided her with actual surname.
But I don't know how they're going to react. Oh, the one last surviving member of a family that was wiped out by necromancy just happens to be alive. Who's gonna... People know that. I don't know who's gonna follow.
It is my mother. I would have vouched for you. And you know, I think pretty clearly she would trust me.
So, how... I mean, I never heard of this guy before meeting you, so how well known is he? Do you know? Have you known about him before we found out in Louvain? Or?
No, I haven't, but the fact that, they know, it just seems strange. The reason because we were in so much trouble. If Samson would have told me if he was able to get in contact with him. But the fact he hasn't, even after everything we went through, means either maybe he doesn't know or never met him. And I also want to say, looking to Vanya, Issa, and Viola, I'm sorry for...
Looking through the monitor.
Yeah, looking through the monitor at Viola.
Aski, I'm sorry. I didn't expect to do this, and I didn't expect to do it this session.
We're bullying you. Go on.
I am
Bully you through the fourth wall.
so sorry. I had been I had been skeptical. I just don't want anything bad to happen to either of you, and I don't know if... I've just been very cautious about necromancy ever since it happened.
In retrospect, you had every right to be.
about me
It's
for necromancy? Is that I understand?
I thought you were possessed when you did that in the barn house, Vanya.
You can't just say that, Charlotte.
that laugh was in character.
Yeah, it was in character.
She looks to a ski. I think a ski is the closest to that, if anyone here.
So what I'm getting is you would rather not go to Doloretsk.
What was that?
Sanya's home, Doloretsk.
Uh,
Elkwood Islands.
I mean, I don't know much on that.
working with the undead is a bit of a thing out here in these parts. I'll
I
tell you that
know.
much.
I try not to say anything. It's just what happened with back in the woods and with Madhu. I'm just afraid of trusting the wrong person.
Well,
Well, it's gonna happen sometimes.
you can't just.
I would say at the very least, if you trust me, trust the people I trust.
Charlotte's gonna smile at that. I'm sorry I had to drop all this before.
You can't live not trusting everyone. That's gonna make you. She kind of twiddles a finger around her ear.
Yeah. Also, I wish you would have told us earlier. I
How?
could've been looking
Yeah.
into it.
Look, that was what Iggy was supposed to do, but
He gotta make you.
he
Don't anticipate. React.
Fine then. I'm going to send a message to Iggy about this.
Great. Speaking of which, did Iggy get that first message?
I haven't gotten a response back.
Hi.
No, we'll handle that later.
Fair enough.
So you might be involved with a really powerful mage somewhere. Somehow. Your mother is dead?
My entire family's dead.
But she's dead. She's not still possessed and coming after you, or do you not know?
Samson said that from what he had seen, guards had moved in and had cleared out the estate. I feel like
That doesn't mean that she's dead, it just means that they didn't find the body or just assumed the body was dead, right?
She may just be gone, yes.
then that's going to have to be something we'll have to look into if we ever go to Arloris, and I don't know how we will.
But possession doesn't really happen with the undead, right? She's gonna look to a set.
Out of character, sorry, run that back again.
She's asking if the undead are known for possessing people.
Not-
a quick reminder that
Not
ghosts
the
are the same as
undead specifically. Fiends, on the other hand.
That's what I was thinking.
So it could be fiend work then.
I mean, they're both.
I have a
fiends.
fear, and I almost don't want to say it.
It's both on nature. What is it?
Vampire.
My mom's not a vampire.
I need to roll something.
Unless... Can a vampire control someone?
Okay.
So Duo, is that part of the lore for vampires in the
They
setting?
absolutely can.
They
Vampires
are
can make
undead,
thralls.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're fiends in this setting.
But the question was, can they control people? And the answer is yes.
Would... I was gonna say, so, like, a set knew that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That gets a quick book opening and a scribble inside it.
Suppose it depends on which story is being told. There's been many a power attributed to those.
Let's just say I've got it on good authority.
Charlotte,
Yes.
Huh.
was your mother a fox like yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
She was a seer.
So maybe she asked in the wrong places and was possessed, like you said.
I'm thinking that my mother could speak to the dead.
Ghosts or the dead?
The dead. And both, actually. And while she doesn't like talking about it, people have come to her to see her either do it or to consult loved ones from beyond.
Duo, is it like generally taboo to speak with ghosts, or is that not a thing?
It's strange. Most people that commune with ghosts are really known as witches, but witches themselves kind of have like a mixed view.
It's like
Some
an umbrella.
people,
Yeah.
it's an umbrella, but most witches, people often see as beneficial because they usually are around to like calm ghosts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's the undead bit that's the taboo bit in this, then.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. Okay. So she raised them, or she?
No,
how did
she
do it.
she channeled her. Well, she channeled her power to just speak with them. She did necromancy.
Okay. Well, we could look into. I mean, I'm not sure. Well, they might have it. There's a lot more necromancy up here than anywhere else. We could see if there's anything mentioning possessions alongside necromancy, but I'm pretty certain that that's a fiend. That's not a.
It is, yes.
Well, can it intersect?
Not really. They're from different places.
Maybe I
Same
got it.
source, though.
So, I'm sorry, it has been years, and it was very hard to look into.
Vanya's going to hug Charlotte. That. Just kind of hold her close for a moment before awkwardly separating.
No.
I'm sorry this had to happen for a very important dinner. I'm just really afraid of taking the wrong step and getting all of you in trouble.
Well, if you fall off the step, then you've got the lot of us to help you back up.
Really, this is the most interesting thing that's happened since we got here. Now I have something to really look forward to.
You know, if I had met you, I would have been afraid of you hearing that, but I feel relieved. You understand these things more than I do, and I trust you in dealing whatever comes our way.
Looking to a ski and hopefully not having Aspen see this. A silent speech to a ski. We could ask Falkiel.
She just kind of knowingly glances towards the shadows in the room.
I was going to be looking into more of the undead while we were here anyway. I want to know what we're dealing with a little more with that. I felt a little out of the loop.
Well,
There was
I'll help you
some
look.
implication of it that we found. But now with our first-hand experience, we have a little bit more of a narrow scope to work with.
I appreciate it, and I think we should get ready. I'm sorry.
Vegas.
Uh-huh.
This is. There was a lot of talk of powerful mages in your basement, wasn't there?
Yeah, if I recall, the Spellbreaker figure.
Do you think it could be something similar?
Walk me through your rationale.
So, spellbreaking sounds like something that requires magic in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
There was a link to the Sealy in that basement too, I'm assuming.
Right.
At least it looked like it.
Sure did look like it.
There was a lot of weird stuff down there.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
There's weird stuff surrounding Charlotte here. And also a powerful magic user that could be linked to it. I mean, I might just be grasping at straws and hoping they stick together, but
Yeah.
it's worth a look, right?
Vegas,
Yes.
I'm going to reach into my pack. And I'm going to pull out my signet ring.
Mm-hmm.
This is the May family ring. From one noble to another. We have both, in a way, lost our home. I'm willing to help you with everything you need. With your estate, with your SHL thing. You have my backing, even though I have nothing. Whatever I've got, I'm going to give.
I'm beginning to think I am the only normal person in this group.
You're the only one that's normal? You are an heir to someone extremely important.
Duh, but I haven't eaten any evil creatures or have one attached to me or have anyone hunting my family or have mysterious basement or anything like that.
There was
Well,
Madhu.
good for you.
I mean,
Madhu wasn't family.
It's someone that...
thinking about it, you might be right about that for once. Okay. I still think Aski's probably the most normal out of the lot of this.
Really?
Yeah.
With the thing attached to her?
I'm not talking about the weird stuff, I'm talking about the everything else.
Ladies, we're all a bunch of weirdos.
Agreed.
Not entirely incorrect.
So true, sister.
I suppose not all of us are ladies, but otherwise I rest my case.
At this point, you get a knock on your wagon door.
Aspen just reflectively, if it's about a campfire, I do not want to hear it.
I will open the door to my wagon, like crack it open. Yes.
You see Mateo standing there. Is this a bad time?
1 second. Closing the door real quickly. Mateo. And opening it again. No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Lean against the threshold of my wagon. What's up?
I was, coming down to fetch all of you for dinner.
Oh, it's that time.
Yes. Yeah, hungry, I hope.
Starving, actually. Step out of the wagon.
Yeah, gonna follow after Vegas after
Whoops.
sort of a quick, kind of reassuring kind of squeeze on Charlotte's upper arm before she sets off outside.
1 second, I accidentally booted myself out.
Is Charlotte wearing the new outfit?
I imagine.
Yes.
Aspen's just gonna like lean down and like kind of half whisper, just like, wear it like you own it. Do not make a big deal of it. It is just you.
Raising head up, being as proud as she can be.
Ah.
All right. Your lot, including Marisha and Deidre, follow Mateo. He actually starts to lead you back towards the entrance. It's very interesting. You get closer to the main gate that you originally saw before. Almost kind of like at first you feel like you're going outside, which is very weird. This is not the direction you're expecting to go. You usually would expect the place for a leader like this to be buried deep within the mountain. But you end up taking a side path that leads you further up. And you start to ascend, and you realize that the two large towers that mark the entrance, the gate essentially to Jaegerwoldt, also apparently houses the throne.
Cool.
As you get further higher up, and this is pretty high. I'm talking probably like maybe close to like 400-ish feet. You get up towards what is referred to as the seat of the hunt. And you step into what looks to be a very large, open throne room. At the very head, you see an ivory-carved seat made of wood, but the wood itself is kind of like shaped into almost like antlers in a way, and they kind of like interlock and form together to make the throne. And sitting on said throne is Berendy Torsten, the Orion leader. And he sees you all enter and stands up from his position and gives
Aspen just like, sorry.
gives a greeting.
Aspen
Welcome.
just like, oh, sorry.
You got...
I thought you were done.
Nope. Kind of threw me off now.
So sorry.
Welcome, Delvers. Mateo has told me a little bit about you. Always interesting to see new people in Jaegerwoldt, and Orion in general. Come, sit. And he approaches what appears to be a much larger table set out in the middle of the room. Already, like, covered with a sizable feast. There are plenty of seats on all sides. Berendy Torsten takes the seat at the front, obviously. Mateo actually kind of sits closer towards the middle of the table.
Vanya is going to be practically glued to a ski because of how nervous she is right now. So,
And yeah, that Eski is probably going to be sitting closer to them than, you know, just kind of positioning herself between them and Vanya.
Vegas is going to take one of the Berendy Torsten sides.
I think Aspen would probably take the other.
Alright.
I'm gonna sit closest to Aspen.
Okay.
Well, I was horrifically interrupting you trying to say as well as Aspen's just gonna be like, hey Dustin, been a while.
Aspen, I thought I recognized you. You're much taller than I last saw you.
Duh, I do not seem to stop going up.
Indeed. How's your family? How's Isfisk?
Yeah, they are doing well. I believe my mother and father would send greetings, although they did not think I was necessarily going to bump into you.
That's fair. I will see them at the house meet this year, so...
Duh.
Anyways. Come, sit. Get comfortable. I have enough time for the evening to get to know everyone. This is a little bit more informal than I believe Mateo may have led on. Mateo's just kind of sitting at the table, just slightly smirking. Meeting with me is not as grand a deal as it is as, say, meeting with the Queen of Alamance. I try to get to know my citizens pretty well, and I tend to get to know Delvers, especially, coming through. Keeps me at least up to date on dungeon activity. So, you know me. I am the Berendy. So who are all of you?
I am Charlotte. I'm a cleric of Etris. I have been originally traveling with Vegas here before we all met up with through a surprise dungeon at the Bramble Inn.
Aspen just like looking around, just like, I am that kid that once knocked a bunch of stuff off your wall when I tried swinging around an axe that was too big for me and I wasn't supposed to have because I was bored at the meeting.
I remember that.
Charlotte's gonna look at Aspen in surprise.
Just a slight smirk from Aspen.
Aspen was cool even as a kid.
I think I was more impressed that you were able to lift the axe at that time.
Turns out that was a pattern that kept going. Just like motions to the axe on their back.
Well, what about the rest of you?
He said Nefertari, pleased to meet you.
Don't see many jackals up in Aurea.
I know, I'm the only one I've seen.
You're the only one I've seen in quite a while. Despite the more recent resurfacing of jackals, they still like to be unseen. So, what does it take to get a jackal into the delve?
Mostly a need for a change of scenery.
Getting bored with age, are we?
Perhaps.
Wouldn't you?
You watch society build itself up over the course of 1,000 years or so. Eventually, you're aching for something else.
Has Charlotte introduced herself yet?
Yes, I did.
First
Okay.
one.
She was the first one to, yeah.
Yeah. Just wondering who I need to nudge.
Well, dealing with Orion politics is charming and luckily not super boring. I do miss being more of a traditional war mage, though. Feel worse for Mateo, though. Don't feel like they needed to assign you to me. But, how else am I supposed to learn if not from the best? Yes, well, they don't need to keep a prodigy around. Feel like you'll surpass me at some point. Anyways, who else, do we have here?
Aspen's gonna grab a little bit of bread off a bit of bread off the table, tear off a little bit, and then just like throw it at Vanya. Just like introduce yourself.
Kind of flinches as the bread hits. I'm Vanya Davidian. Just. She looks incredibly intimidated.
She's a lovely mouse and a very skilled scout.
I'm from the Kazmak. It's good to meet you. She sounds almost questioning with that.
Thought I heard a little bit of an Arnarian accent in your voice. More subtle.
She shrinks a little bit, but kind of gives a smile.
Kind of taking up that space instead. A ski era. And we are the Astral Pact.
Oh, very interesting delving name. Any run-ins
It
with
has
the
a
Astral Sea, I imagine?
A particularly fateful one, not too long ago. It was inspiring.
As good as a reason as any to name yourselves as such. I've always wanted to visit the Astral Sea, but closest point is the Astral Shadow, and kind of feels a little weird if I just head off in that direction. Teo, who is kind of like quietly eating a salad over the side. Nobody would notice if you were gone for too long. I can cover for you. No. It'll be fine.
Is the vein we know about closer?
Say again?
Just Aspen musing if the way that the group knows into the Astral Sea is a bit closer.
The way that you guys got in was in Louvain.
Yeah.
Not
I don't
particularly
know how
close.
far away the other place was.
The Astral Shadow, you aren't familiar with, but on the map, it is actually east of Lake Rhineblest, where you just were.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
Sunav and Louvain.
Ah, there it is.
Oh, okay.
So it's south of the border.
Oh. Yeah, Aspen wouldn't have really known that.
And I presume you are Vegas, gesturing down towards you.
That's me.
You look like one of those performative fighters.
That's right.
Take it you'll be taking part in the pit before too long.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Oh.
He is also a passable, not performative fighter.
That's the nicest thing Aspen's ever said to me.
I would hope so if you were a dungeon delver.
Yes.
He managed to spar with my mother and not get entirely obliterated in 3 seconds.
It was incredible.
He actually
Yeah.
looks to you with genuine surprise.
Vegas will pull out his great sword and point to the ribbon that's tied to the haft.
Kind of like
It could-
watch as Berendy Torsten takes a moment and very politely claps. Very respectable. It's very hard to get recognition like that from a war mage. We have high standards.
Thank you. I'm just trying to keep up.
Honestly, I feel like it was the mix of offense and defense, because not only did he manage to land hit, but he also dodged a lot of things that many people really would not.
Yeah, my rules were on point that night. Out of character.
We're nothing if not full of surprises, after all.
Mateo kind of looks down the table towards Torsten. You know, we could always set up sparring here. So he's like, no.
I don't want to fight somebody who's not going to restrain themselves.
It's been a while, and no, we don't get to use our abilities very much. But no fighting in the war. Anyways, so what brings you all this far north?
Delving business. We
Dungeon activity?
No, rather unfortunately on nature. We had come to rescue a scout.
Marisha at the end just kind of like waving. She like she's sitting at the table, but you can like only see like the top part of her head.
Oh God, Charlotte's realizing something may have to address. How many people are here besides us? And
It's you, Marisha, and Deidre.
Well, who else?
Mateo and Berendy Torsten.
So there's no other like miscellaneous.
If you look towards like the far ends, there are some like honor guards, but they're far off.
Yeah, I mean they're guards.
They're just kind of like there to like just make sure nothing's sus is happening.
We had an incident occur in the woods, and are you familiar with the name Madu Escar?
Torsten and Mateo both nod. Mateo
He-
speaks up first. Yeah, Badu lives west of Isfis, I believe, right? Very, very small village.
Well,
Lived, more precisely.
it turned out that he was some form of a cultist of Verenet and attempted to bait us into being killed by some sort of creature of his bond or creation.
Both Torsten and Mateo kind of like hold for a moment while you talk. What kind of cult?
The
Said-
Black Rose.
Torsten kind of looks back towards Mateo. Shit. Okay. I will get word to other war mages to sweep that area. Can't let him try to set up shop anywhere.
We did destroy both him and his creation.
He did say that things still lived, though.
Cult of the Black Rose are very hard to root out. Very festering weed. Teo looks
Yeah.
kind of upset at this point.
Any search that you do undertake should be plenty easier. The Lost Wood to the west of the Visca Flood has been thoroughly dismantled back into a proper woodland.
I'm sorry we have to be the bearers of bad news. If I can be of any assistance in helping root out the cult, don't
It
hesitate
is-
to say so.
We understand that Madhu is an esteemed figure, and we don't want to leave this matter undiscussed, raise questions.
No, it is very wise that you bring this before us. Black Rose is not something to be trifled with. We try to ensure that they don't set up shop anywhere in Aurea as much as possible.
You're saying this cult goes beyond Aurea?
Unfortunately, it didn't start here.
Hmm.
It's a byproduct of the war.
Oh.
Could I do a religion check to see if Vanya knows it's specifically Berendy that these guys worship, or is it that obvious?
Yeah, make a religion check. You do get the feeling that Veronet is definitely part of this, but the way that it's being presented, Veronet is a lesser part of this.
Interesting. Okay. Could keep my mouth shut then.
You watch for a moment as Mateo starts casting a sending spell. He is already trying to notify a few people. While he's doing that, Torsten gives nods to you in particular, Charlotte. Very helpful that you brought this information to us. We need to always be aware of their activities whenever they occur. Even if you've already done us a favor and rooted out this monster.
She will nod. I imagine that he would have had more help than just gone alone.
It is likely. The cult activities are all over the place. But their most common MO is kidnapping.
Oh.
Yes, they usually try to seek out those with more magical prowess. We are uncertain as to why.
I see.
Just kind of like a hushed silence on the table. I apologize that was quite a serious subject that we swapped to, but again, thankful that it was brought up.
Charlotte, thinking back to what happened in the room just earlier. No, it needed to be discussed.
And this is why I do my best to meet with people. Never know what kind of useful information can come our way. So besides your run-in with the Black Rose, what else have you gotten into? Anything interesting?
Well, there was the dungeon at the Bramble Inn. There was a dungeon in the sewers of Dole. There was a dungeon out by Lake Rhine Bless. We've had a bit of adventure coming up north. We also we heard there was a matter of mammoths by the city west city entrance. We have a run-in with those.
Their territory is being pushed closer towards the city. We're still looking into that. We have a theory that maybe they're being driven this direction, but we don't know why or what reason. We can't figure out who either.
Are there predators to mammoths besides, of course, hunters?
Besides other Beasts, no. Not particularly.
There are large enough beasts to kill a mammoth?
No, us. Beasts and then
Oh.
humanoids.
Of course,
Not
sorry.
quiet-minded beasts.
I apologize. It was mammoths. We saw them up close. They were big. They were wonderful, but they were very scary, and I couldn't
They
imagine.
are not to be messed with. Kind of
No, and-
gesturing to Mateo, who is just kind of like returned to eating his salad.
They nearly broke my wagon. She gives a grump sort of look.
Nobody died, and that's what matters.
They are definitely creatures to respect. Because the damages they leave behind are pretty severe.
Could there be anybody that's trying to, well, damage Jägervault or things trying to get into Jägervault?
It seemed a strange way to do it with mammoths, unless they were trying to cut off trade or travel.
Mateo finishes, like, chewing for a moment. It's a group of, brethren up in the mountains nearby, but it does not seem like something they would do.
Charlotte freezes up hearing that.
Why would they? What's going on with that?
They keep to themselves. Primarily just brethren up there. I think some maybe former reparators, but again, they keep to themselves. I don't know why they would be involved.
Former reparators?
No, some reparators.
Oh, I misheard.
But yeah, no, not likely. They're not that many. Maybe like 2 dozen at most.
They don't like Jägervault or don't like beasts.
Unclear. We've met with their leader before. Not really
Their
a
leader.
Botko, but they kind of just stick to themselves. They use the higher up inns of the mountains to hunt for food and such. They just more or less want to be left alone, it seems.
I see.
I think that's understandable.
So no problems with them?
None that we've had.
All right.
Why are you looking a little pale?
It was... Charlotte's being put for the ringer here. There was an incident, well, during the travels of my first delving group. We went out east to seek a woman. And... oh dear, I accidentally logged myself out. I'm gonna fetch the book. 1 second. If anyone wants to say a thing, feel free, because I have to fetch a place.
Digging heavy into
Got
all
it.
of Norman's lore.
Near the mountain Lisven, we have come across former, what we thought were reparators, we think. One of my companions was a brethren with no memory of his home, and was sought and went to seek him out to know more. It was a trap. We barely escaped it alive.
Why did they lay a trap for you?
Well, from what I'm to understand, their leader was trying to feed my brethren friend poison that the brethren need to rise up and, make a home for our own, and that some belief that the beast mother was manipulating the brethren into complying with the pilgrimage. And my friend didn't take to it, and we were ambushed. It was terrible.
Mateo kind of just gives a solemn nod. Haven't heard any kind of invader rhetoric like that for some time. You said it was over in the mountains to the east?
Yes, it was about 4 or so years ago.
We could look into the camp, but I don't want to try and pressure anything if I suspect they might be invader sympathizers.
If they haven't harmed anyone, then they may just be brethren trying to find a home. I understand that the Invader War has been difficult for brethren and having to live in this world. I just hope at some point we would, they would come to accept that, and they'd be welcome amongst us.
Berendy Torsten gives a nod back. The Invader War took a toll on quite a lot of people, but yes, the Brethren especially, trying to find a home after theirs was lost. Hopefully, we'll get to a period here soon where most people won't even think about that anymore.
She'll nod.
But enough about that. Do any of you have any questions for us? This conversation's been mostly us probing you.
So you said this cult has this Black Rose cult, where is it? It's not from Moria. Where is it from?
Elements, to be specific.
I see. Elements.
It was part of it was somewhat invader and somewhat beast. It's a very disgusting joint effort between the two. The outcroppings of such were very extreme near the end of the war. Those that escaped alive, unfortunately, continued on through this cult.
Any clues about their leaders or where they may be stationed?
We know his name, but we don't say it.
Oh.
Speaking his name is Ill Omen. Many fear that just saying it is enough to get his eyes on you.
I understand.
But we don't know where he is, or where he could be. We just know the cult pops up from time to time, so we try our best to burn them out.
She'll nod. I'm sorry myself for having a... This has been a less than cheerful dinner.
You look over towards Mateo, who is, like, just still munching away at a salad. He's like, I'm enjoying my food in my time.
That's the food is good.
Despite everything, he seems relatively, like, unfazed.
Torsten,
Yes.
will you spectate my fight tomorrow?
He looks over towards Mateo. Do I have time? And Mateo, like, thinks for a moment. No, we could squeeze it in.
Yes. Excellent, thank you.
It's not very often that I get to go down to the pits and watch people spar.
By the way, do we know how old this guy is?
Torsten? He's
Yeah.
decently young, actually. In fact, I'd almost say Mateo's actually older than him.
Oh wow.
I see.
Yeah, Torsten is a relatively young war mage. And Mateo is more of a prodigal war mage. It's just kind of how the two ended up where they are.
Okay. I don't have any questions.
Anybody else?
You know that little Stroganoff stand in the tunnel market? You know the one, the really good one that just makes the Stroganoff. Hidden away a little bit.
Sylvia.
That's Sylvia's stand.
Mateo and Torsten both kind of like give a bit of a nod.
Apparently she's having real trouble with signage and that, and it seemed oddly quiet today, even though the place is so good. I wondered if maybe there was something you could do to help.
That's more of a market thing. The areas that the individuals like lease go through generations. So getting stall space is difficult. Usually they have to lease it out to one another. Somebody will usually own it and then share it through the family. There's some people who sleep in their market stalls.
I was just thinking maybe you could offer her opportunity to cater an event or something.
We could probably do something like that.
I've also offered to advertise for her. I'm going to get her that business she deserves.
I'm glad to
very
see
good.
that you are already making good impressions with the locals.
It's what I do.
Anybody not have any probing questions? Mostly I've just been the Finnick here.
Do you talk to a lot of delving groups?
When I can make time. Usually Mateo's the one who makes time for me. They kind of help with my scheduling. Otherwise I'm relatively busy, but I like to make the time. I think it is worth it. Especially when they give us information like what you provided tonight.
I think you should absolutely shake Vanya's hand before we leave, because I think that will make her brain explode.
Yeah, he is kind of wilt a little bit as Aspen says that. No, it's okay.
Watches Torsten cast Mage Hand and extends a hand in your direction.
There's no way she's turning it down now that she's been put on the spot, so she will shake the mage hand.
And Torsten smiles from the end of the table.
Back home, she never had the opportunity to meet a local leader or something like this.
You're quite far from Arnaria. What brought you this direction?
She'll motion to the rest of the group.
We well, we all sort of met up when a dungeon appeared in the Bramble Inn, and on our own accord, and we decided to just stick together to help with the matter in Dole, my hometown. And we just sort of stuck.
Things kind of snowballed from there, yes. Pun perfectly intended.
Well, you're a sizable delving group. And you seem to be able to take care of quite a few things on your own. Should probably visit the dungeon archives here in Jaegervault whenever you get a time. See if the scouts there have any leads. Could find more work.
Dungeon archives.
Marisha at the end is like, oh yes, I need to go there. I have got to check in.
You have been here for a little bit, but I understand the Mammoths was a bit of a shake-up.
Yeah, it was a lot happened very quickly.
It seems to be the thing about us.
Vanya's gonna speak up a little bit. Have you ever met Bayvarton? It's the leader of the Bailic, if you don't know, obviously.
No, I haven't had the pleasantries.
Oh, okay.
I have met Queen Sophia. Being
So you
a
have.
bordering neighbor, at least. She's very nice. She actually
Oh,
came
so
here.
When?
It was a few years back.
Oh, that. I thought it was very recent, but it'd be an honor to meet her.
Turns out when
Okay.
you were a leader, you were very busy.
Before you, the only leader I've ever seen is on the back of a coin, so. In person, at least.
Well, I can't speak for the Bay, but hopefully this has been a good impression.
He must be nice, he has 17 wives.
Kind of like interesting face on Torsten.
That seems like a lot of trouble.
I feel too busy with politics for romance.
Have you ever been down to Almonds?
What was that?
Aspen was asking Torsten if he's ever been down to Alamance. Not Alamance, sorry,
Technically.
Aniria.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think the mouse is going to drag me down there at some point.
Would be good for the experience. Being able to travel is nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but it sounds very warm.
Mateo kind of like finishes up his salad and looks back over towards Charlotte. So you Where did you come from?
Raising her head, she's going to say, Arloris.
Ah, Vigneault. Beautiful city.
It is,
Sorry about that.
but I have been traveling for a long time. I don't think I could go back until I put this delving life behind me.
It'd be a
Whenever
good
that would
place
be.
to retire.
It would be. I'm, of course, need the funds for it.
Well, you went into a good line of work. Here, there's no shortages of the dungeon.
Oh, absolutely. I've the sort of things you see and the sort of things you go up against. It's unpredictable, even after all that research and my time there.
I've always wanted to explore the dungeon at some point, but don't know what to expect. What kind of creatures do you run into?
Anything
sorts.
really. Shadowy beings, aquatic humanoid creatures, undead. But they have a whole thing about bringing squires and new students in with delving groups to understand. That's how I went through with my first delving group. I was a sort of apprentice until I could actually really delve.
There's apprenticeships for that?
Well, you can't always just you have to start somewhere and usually get trained by your other group. At least I was.
I've heard of more experienced delvers trying to help out newer crews by helping guide them into the dungeon. Make sure they don't get hurt. And dungeon experiences can be very different from one another.
Oh, the thing, I couldn't tell you what a dungeon would be like from just looking at it from the outside. It could be placed in a barn and you would think it's something more wilderness or nature, and then it's just stone caves and elementals. Sometimes there's an inconsistency. Sometimes it can be the sewers.
Yeah.
And it's still the sewers.
I still don't know if that crocodile was in the sewers before or after the dungeon opened up.
I did not expect to find a tomb in the back room of a bar.
Yeah, that was a strange one, and with fresh food too.
That was how I started delving. Just thought of accidentally discovered dungeon. But it will be very good training for me to become Oria's greatest warrior.
Definitely sound like you've gone through quite the variety so far. How many dungeons have you tackled?
I've been doing this for years. I've lost count. But with this group, I believe, yes, 3.
The last one was very interesting. I drank a potion that made me very large.
Oh, Vegas has an image of that, don't you?
I have an image of the monster, yeah.
You should show it.
Oh, yes, I'd love to see.
I'll open my scrapbook once again and slide it. I don't have to slide it over. I'm sitting right next to him.
Yeah, you present the image to Mateo, and he kind of leans over. I don't know if I am seeing that right. That thing looks massive.
It
was.
And I went toe to toe with it.
The potion I drank, I think, tripled me in size, and that was still far bigger.
That is... I don't know. I've never seen anything like that before. Do you normally fight things that big in the dungeon?
That was the first, but I imagine there's going to be more to come.
I mean, there was a giant skull, and then there was the
It was like a
The shadowy
4
thing.
to 5 Vanya size skull.
The without bringing up the in quotations dungeon that was in Louvain, how big was that thing in comparison to the water creature?
How big was what?
Oh, the
The
astral plane
astral-
boss.
Yeah,
Uh,
the astral path. Yeah.
the astral path was probably about like, I want to say like 20-ish feet,
Okay.
and the thing you fought was like bordering
50, 60.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, Vanya's gonna. Well, everything's a bit big compared to me, but it was the biggest thing I've ever seen. And, I don't think it would have fit in Jaegervolt.
Yes, I mean, I'm trying to get a judge of the size just from this alone, and it looks ginormous.
If you're curious about other things in dungeon, you should ask to have a look at the mouse's journal.
She shrinks again.
Oh, you've been journaling.
Yeah.
Notes and doodles.
I take notes on everything we fight or see.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
May I
Oh.
see?
Making a bit of a. She fishes it out of a pack and pushes it across the table to him
He
as best she
will
can.
cast Mage Hand himself and guide the book his direction.
Trying to actually see how many entries there are right now. The astral path is in there, so
He will start kind of like flipping through it and just kind of like taking note of different things. It's always interesting. I like to see what it is that delvers actually get up to. It's still a little bit of a mystery. So I imagine you've done all the entries like kind of in order of the different dungeons you've gone into, somewhat
They're
pseudo counting the Astral Sea.
alphabetized.
Oh, they're
Um,
alphabetized.
Yeah, she's basically making a monster manual. It's evident that there are pages that are left empty for things that will fit in the right place later on. She might need more journals though.
Just glue in extra pages when you need it.
Anybody is free to make a insight check.
Oh god,
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna try, but I'm not
Fear.
sure.
Fear. Huh. Aw, close.
Yeah, but you buy one.
Just barely missed it.
Keeps his composure for the most part. Closes the book and uses Mage Hand to pass it back to you.
Sure.
Interesting things you encounter.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose if we come back here after delving some more dungeons, we could show you a journal then and see how many more things we have found.
I'd like that. See how much experience you've gained between now and then.
If you,
Vanya?
I could, if I finish this one, I can send a copy.
Hey, Vanya?
Hmm?
Could we exchange notes on some of the creatures?
And she looks a little excited by that and nods.
I would really appreciate that.
Well, it is great to meet you all, the Astral Pact, as it were. And I hope your time in Jaegervolt is very bountiful. And whichever direction you end up heading, hopefully you'll come back soon as well.
And it's been a wonderful time so far. It's gonna be more exciting tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It seems fate cannot keep me out of Oria for long.
Mateo nods as well. If you want, I can take you to the dungeon archives after dinner. I know where it is.
Please do.
That would be very nice.
Alrighty, I will lead the way. And with that, we will call our session there.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Oh. My social energy like maxed out 100%. Like it's over.
Charlotte just getting picked up and squeezed for every last drop of backstory.
I did.
I think we got it all out here this session.
It's quite a bit.
Did.
Duo, I'm so sorry for interrupting you. I did it so many times.
It's the nature of slight lag. It's gonna
It's
happen.
nature lagging like me excited to like discuss things. It happens.
Yeah, it's kind of inevitable.
Still, I am very sorry.
It would have been a lot worse if it was open mic.
Can't exactly see when someone's about to speak when you can't see each other in real life either, so...
Yeah.
It's the thing.
I've always had trouble picking up like the cues when people pause when they're speaking, whether they're going to continue speaking. or
Oh,
whether, like,
trust me, I do
waiting
that too.
Yeah, I pause quite a bit, but I also have the overlay open so I can see when people are about to start talking, because your icon
Yeah.
lights up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I will, unfortunately, like I think about saying something and I like open the mic, but I don't. Like I think
you'll
for a
see
second.
me
Oh, I
doing
do
that
that constantly.
Yeah.
I do it
Uh-huh.
every day.
I am going to retreat off mic and everything, but I'm going to be online for a little while, so talk to you
I
later.
have to say, getting the Hermit card was the best thing that happened because that's the card I associate Charlotte with.
Mhm.
Actually, since you're into that sort of thing, Norman, Vanya, I've linked to the Fool.
Ha! Ha!
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Yeah,
Yeah, I should hop off too.
Good
Later.
night, folks. Take care of
See
yourselves.
you around.
Goodbye.